They can tell you everything about what a good man should be and what a good man should do. But then when you look at their baby fathers, it's like, why didn't you pick one? If you know so much, you have this intuition, you know so much about what a good man is and what a good man should be, to the point where you're giving me a lecture, why didn't you pick one?
And, you know, you might in fact wish that you were a lesbian or not interested in men at all, but alas, you are. And then on the male side of the equation, if women are seeing feeds that are full of kind of negative content about the opposite sex and sort of descriptions of, you know, unfortunate and scary occurrences that then shape their idea of dating, men are getting dating advice that is also really negative about women. You know, like, all women are on OnlyFans, women can't be trusted, women only want to date men who are,
but this is
you know,
code.
tall.
This is code. Let me bring up some studies from literally 2026. I'm not going to bring up the actual study, but I will bring up a summary of the study. This is from 2026, okay? Women feel much more negatively towards young men than young men feel about them. 72% of men have a positive view of women. 50% of women have a neutral or negative view of men. 21% of women have an actively negative view of men. Only 7% of men feel the same. So when you look at all of these things and all these people talking about the manosphere bringing upon this misogyny, it's not the young men that dislike young women. It's the young women that are being influenced to dislike young men. Young men do not have a negative view of young women. And when you talk to older people who grew up in a time before this was the current circumstance, they have a totally different view on the world. But you have to understand, these young men are trying to approach and have conversations and get to know young women who dislike what they are, 70% of them. Totally different landscape than what it was 10 years ago. Totally.
Rich and handsome, and if you're not one of
6'4",
those,
blue eyes, and works in finance.
yes,
I've
actually,
also heard of this as like 666. He needs to be 6 feet tall, make six figures, and have a six pack. Which, like, I think is something that men believe women want.
yeah. And when men are,
Shut
you know,
up.
told this by sort of their
what's up,
dating
dog?
advisors, like the Fresh and
What's
Fit
up, dog?
podcast or Andrew Tate types, or even, you know, Joe Rogan occasionally trades in this sort of discourse.
Hold on. What's up, Wrecker? I got a bow. How are you, Wrecker? What's up, dog? Hope you're doing good. I'm just watching some shenanigans.
Course, they begin to feel really negatively towards women, and so
Negatively
they
towards
aren't really
women.
interested in.
Is that what the statistics show? Is that what I just showed you? Literally the real statistics, not just people making up silly shit. Is that what it just showed? Is there a large percentage of misogynistic men that hate women for what they are and who they are? Or is that more on the female side geared towards them?
Being with each other in the same way.
You see, this is where she lost me. Women's dating preferences are documented. Stating facts doesn't make you a misogynist. That's why you no longer listen to what women say, but watch their actions. This is one of the cultural consequences of #MeToo that almost nobody talks about. Young women became much more comfortable publicly sharing negative experiences with men. An entire online ecosystem where negative stories about men spread faster, receive more validation, and shape how the next generation approaches dating before they even have much experience of their own. Did you hear any specific names of female influencers or content creators when she was talking about this? No, you didn't. Have you ever heard women say they'd rather be alone with a bear than with a man? You probably have. It was everywhere for a while. Now ask yourself, did you ever see mainstream media seriously push back on that message? Call it what it would be called if the sexes were flipped. Mostly
Yeah,
not.
see, like, this is a lady who was like a huge influencer on the female side. And you'll find that when the women are like influencers and they really, really seek attention, one of the easiest ways to get it is to just like shit on men. Like, it's become trendy. Every musician, every movie, every article, it's all the same thing. It has become synonymous with what female culture is in America now. Right? But this woman right here in particular, I forget her name, I think MJ something. She was like a huge content creator on the female side from Misandry, where she would say don't get married and being a wife is like being a slave and all these things. And the moment she met a man that she was interested in, she got engaged to him. It's all mate suppression. Women want other women to be miserable, so they give them horrible advice. For the sake of clout, of course, because it's trendy to do so. But the moment she got the opportunity to get engaged, she got engaged. And then a lot of women that were on the misandry side were upset with her because they're like, you're a traitor. And they were absolutely right. And the majority of them are. If they find a guy who they deem enough or whatever, and this guy actually wants to settle down with them, they'll accept. They'll accept.
Outlets amplified it, explained it, wrote sympathetic pieces about why it made
got
sense.
engaged?
That's the double standard in practice, not
Oh
just
yeah,
in.
and then she like talks about she used to be like anti-materialism. She used to talk about women who seek materialism or taking on the picture, all this other nonsense, right? But then like the guy that she got engaged to is wealthy, and now you can see Chanel bags. So she was literally just saying a bunch of stuff that she doesn't actually believe, and it's because she was actually resentful towards the women who have these things, and she wanted to trick them out of their spot. Women will do this. It's a sabotage. It's a sabotage thing that they do. They sabotage other women. That's what she was doing. She didn't believe anything that she was talking about, actually.
In theory,
I think the rise of loneliness influencers speaks to another trend about Gen Z and millennial dating. One thing that has become clear to millennials and Gen Z is, in a post-sexual revolution, feminist inflected, if not feminist, winning world, is that women
Definitely not feminist winning. I disagree.
yeah.
I don't think the White House would identify as particularly feminist.
But, a culture in which women are able to exist by themselves, where women have jobs, where women are going to college and graduate school at higher rates than men, where in a lot of major cities, women are earning more than their male counterparts.
And they're losing
You
their
don't
job
have
because
to
it's
get
bullshit
married
jobs.
or be in a relationship to make a life for yourself. And it's felt as a liberating thing, at least
Dumb
for
bitch.
younger
What you
women.
talking
Hope
about?
all of these women cry themselves to sleep. This is such hope. They've been convinced by companies and corporations that they should use all of their fertile years making GDP go up or getting their boss a new yacht. And then at the end of it all, because they spent all of their time doing that, they try to buy back their fertility with IVF. Or IVF, whichever one.
Millennials and Gen Z, and perhaps also for these older married women who maybe didn't feel like they had as much choice in the matter, and so ended up with the husband and kids and a house and all of this stuff to deal with as a way to feel like they were part of and accepted by society. So the sort of romanticization of loneliness, I think, also speaks to a kind of romanticization of the idea that women can do it by themselves, that they don't
Yeah.
have to be in a relationship to be happy. They don't have to have a boyfriend to be able to afford their, frankly, kind of alarmingly clean apartments.
I think you and I are seeing the same one.
this
That's
is
because there's nobody in them. There's nobody in them.
Dude,
Working all day just to afford it. So there's hardly ever anybody
women's
in the
house,
apartment.
women's
And
fucking
you
places
don't
are
eat
dirty as
McDonald's
shit.
and gain 30
Fucking
pounds.
liars. They're lying.
because you don't even have the time or energy to cook for yourself anymore.
Young bloods, y'all don't
Yeah, there's nobody
understand.
living in
Women's houses are
Except for
dirty.
like an army of cats. Yeah.
Feminism winning, gentlemen. This is what they asked for. Workforce access, autonomy in marriage, divorce, children, education. To make a long story short, they wanted it all. And they got it. But look at what's actually happening once they have it. A booming genre of content built entirely around presenting yourself as fulfilled, alone, and totally fine with it. That's not what winning looks like. That's what performing winning looks like. And even Carter admits she doesn't buy it. Her own words.
And it's always very curious to me. It's like, how much can I really believe that these people actually agree with the concept of loneliness? How much of these people are trying to like change their circumstance?
That's why you watch what people do, not what they say they want. And what we're watching right now is a lot of talk about independence next to a culture that has to constantly perform how independent it is.
I actually have had something of an actual, like this actual conversation with a young person before, which is
Shut up.
about
Shut
I think
up.
it was a year or two ago now. I was following around a group of young people who were at the Jersey Shore, and they were preaching the value of chastity, which is obviously a big sell to be making at the Jersey Shore. Yeah, I was like, I've got to go like report on this. This is so
God bless
fascinating
him.
to
Oh
me.
my
But I was talking to one of the young men, and he was not interested in having sex until marriage for religious reasons,
Good.
which, you know, I think that is great. I think that
So?
people should obviously have sex according to their values. But what was fascinating to me is he wasn't even dating. And he was
So?
saying that was one of the things he was thinking about was that if you aren't dating for marriage, you're dating for heartbreak. And that made me really sad because I do feel like heartbreak is such a, as you're pointing out, Nadja, like formative experience. Like when I have had my heart broken, I have learned so much about resilience. I have learned.
Shut up.
That's because you need drama to feel.
Did you say shut up too? Hold on, what did you say?
You need
I have learned so much about resilience. I have
oh,
learned.
shut up. That's
Oh my god, you said the same thing.
drama to feel.
He
You've
said
been
shut
conditioned
up.
to need drama
Just
to
like
feel
me.
things. The only concern that I would have for this young guy that's like trying to wait till marriage is that you got to be very careful of the woman that you choose, and hopefully she's on that exact same type of time. Because you go out and get one of these women that's converted into Christianity because of their past, because they have regret of their past, and they want, like, they're seeking some type of outside forgiveness so they can maybe forgive themselves eventually. You got to be careful with them types. You got to be very careful with them types that converted to Christianity because of some things that they did in the past. Very, very careful with those types. If you're a guy
get tricked
that
by
doesn't
them
have
thoughts.
the experience of dealing with women, because it's very easy to end up in a compromised situation. So that's the only thing that I say. You're gonna have to get a woman that's on the exact same type of time.
So much about anger. I have learned so much about art. Like I suddenly understood what all those Taylor Swift songs were about.
Gosh,
And
shut
I feel like
up.
it turned me into the person I am today to have gone through heartbreak and to be able to feel that depth of feeling
Ugh.
is, I think, a really special experience that I mean, I don't want people to get their heart broken, but when it happens, it can be so enriching to your life. And I do think that young people are interested in more friction than they're currently getting. Like, I do actually think that there is a yearning for community. Like,
I
I
hate
don't think
this
we have to be
bitch.
making the argument that I
I
was making to
hate
that young
this
man. I
bitch.
think that there is an acknowledgement and acceptance that, like, friction is good for us. It's better for us.
Heartbreak is not the problem. Heartbreak in this current climate is the problem. This is what our video about removing the reward was all about. It was never about women being prizes or trophies. It's about a man growing towards something and wanting the woman he loves to witness it. The hero does not climb the mountain because he is owed the treasure. He climbs because the treasure gives meaning to the climb. You removed the destination from the map. You took away the reward for the journey. You told a generation of boys that becoming their best selves earns them nothing. And then you called them toxic for not showing up. How can I sit here and tell men to keep getting their hearts broken for nothing?
And to what you were saying, Nadia, about, you know, the idea that you can get your needs for intimacy met through AI or on Only. The question that was running through my head was like, can you really? Like, is that sort of real intimacy?
Yeah.
And I think the thing with AI companions and Only in particular, and this is my argument for friction, right, is that they're meant to make you happy. They don't fight you. They don't push back. Like, your AI flatters you and does what you want. It doesn't get mad at you or tell you off or say that it's fine, but you know it's not fine, and then you have to like kind of figure out what's going on. But
shut up.
when those are the things that you have to learn to be in relationship with real human beings.
No, we're crazy
It's how we
bitches.
learn how to move through the world with others, and without friction you just don't learn that. And I think that's actually a pretty scary prospect.
It's
I
just
keep
saying
pushing
shit.
back just because I'm curious. Like, but why? Like, why? If it's enough for people, like if it could be enough for people, the,
Controversial take. Heartbreak might be character development for men, but for women it completely destroys them. And then they expect the man that they finally commit to fix all of their heartbreak and deal with all of the issues that came from the heartbreak. Contrary to popular belief, I mean, I can't really quantify it. I can't do stats and the data. But from my anecdotal experience, women who have been heartbroken get destroyed. and the results end up being worse over time with the more heartbreak.
And like, why do they really need to learn about all of the ways you can be hurt and unfulfilled by other people?
The argument for friction is the argument for life. You know, like it's the argument for being out in the world, for experiencing anything. And I understand that it's scary and not always fun and feels rough, frankly, to make a pun using the word friction. But I do think people understand the inherent value of difficulty. And I think people understand that when I accomplished something that scared me or made me hurt or was just beyond what I thought I was capable of, like, they feel good.
Why do they have, like, why do chicks have that inflection?
Friction.
Like,
That's the word she landed on. Not consequences. Not accountability. Friction. Funny thing about friction, gentlemen, you can't have it both ways. You can't build a culture that punishes men for showing up and then get surprised when they stop showing up. You can't remove the reward and still expect men to climb. 2 women just said the quiet part out loud in the New York Times without meaning to. We already knew. Now you have the receipts. Listen to all, follow none.
Yeah, this is a good one. Long story short is sexual revolution taught women that it's okay to be promiscuous, and for a while men bought into it because of a lot of propaganda teaching them that being with a promiscuous woman wouldn't change the results of their relationship. And then over time, from experience and seeing it happen, men have realized that it absolutely does affect your relationship, and men just don't want to court hoes. That's like pretty much the whole adjustment.
damn, he
Men
said it.
largely don't want to commit their time, money, and resources to women that have given it away to other guys for free. Simple, in my opinion.
He said the. He
What
said
did you
that
do to improve
part,
yourself?
man. Shut up, Jordan. Shut up. I've heard enough of you. You cry too much on television. Why are you crying all the time, Jordan? Fucking you pussy. Guys don't want a huh. Is that too much? Is that too much to ask? Is that too much to ask? They just want peace and not a hula. Wrecker, are you gone already? I'm missing you, Wrecker. I'm missing you. I'm missing you, Wrecker. I'm missing you, Harada. Fuck. I had some drinks tonight. Alright? Alright? I had some drinks. Whoa! 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 That's hitting the spot. Whoa! Woo! Woo! Let's see here. What is the algorithm showing me? It's a lot of Jordan Peterson. I don't know why there's a lot of Jordan. It's like it's non-stop Jordan Peterson. I don't want Jordan Peterson. He distracted my country. He disrespected Brazil. He disrespected me. He disrespect MMA. He don't respect nobody. Oh, after hours with girls, Myron get down, fresh and
Well,
fist.
like I kind of like I knew him for a little minute. I'm like he barely even knows you. Yeah, you probably seen him, but like,
Damn.
you know,
Interesting.
She just had a crush on him while I did. And
Has that ever happened to you, ladies?
Were
Or
me
you-
and my friends like the same guy?
Yeah, or like you fought your friend for a guy?
No.
So I'm like, not fought, but like they try to take him from you or try to do some weird shit? Flirt with him a little bit?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, with you, yeah. What happened in your story then? Where you were like, where your friend tried to smash you?
I really don't remember, but I remember like they just be talking, trying to flirt with my nigga. Like I really don't be like worried.
I'm curious to know, has the guy ever DM'd you and your friend at the same time? And you guys knew about it? Okay. Because this actually happens a lot, right?
Yeah, it happens all the time, yeah.
How'd you maneuver there in that scenario? And then what happened?
I just laugh, I'm like, you got me.
Really?
Yeah.
What,
Shit.
what you said?
She said, hell no. She
Nah,
trying
you
to say
got
hell
it.
no like I did.
So nobody
Nope.
caught him?
I guess not, no.
Yeah, it happens between me and my sister all the time, like my blood sister.
You look the same?
A little. Some people say we do, some people say we don't. 50-50.
I know. Who's hotter? Now I gotta see her.
Blood sister?
You said what?
I said, who's hotter?
As opposed to what? Non-blood
I am,
sister?
nigga.
Yeah, I don't know. My sister's cute. I'm cute too. I wouldn't say we're
on, man.
ugly.
Okay, but what happens in that scenario?
Oh,
When they both
shit.
DM you?
I mean, we just laugh because they think they slick with it. Like they'll think like she won't tell me that she's fucking with them, or like they'll try to come and talk to me. But it's like we kind of tell each other everything. So
But we're
we just,
best
pretty much we
friends
just laugh. Like,
forever.
silly ass nigga. Like he just looked dumb.
So yeah. Wait, so you never talked to the guy after that?
No.
Interesting. What about you?
Yeah, it happened.
A lot. What'd you do?
So she ended up telling me because like she was a good friend, and I told him, and they just gaslight you. Oh, you're crazy. Like I don't know.
Happens so much. What about you?
She told her story.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, she was the first one to kick it off. Because remember, walking.
I just find it funny because like nowadays it's so easy to DM the same girl. It's like not even like a.
Oh no, sorry. She told her story, but yeah, have you ever been DM'd by the same guy you and your friend?
Shit, not that I know of. I try not to tag any of my friends.
Okay. Alright. All right. I think it happens more often than girls expect, but they just might not remember it. But I think
happened to us
I think
before.
girls cock block each other all the time, dude.
It happened to us before.
Yeah,
Small city.
yeah.
DJ Jamin, ladies, do you agree or disagree with the following statement? My grandmother tells all her granddaughters, women suffer the most when men are weak. Okay.
You agree or disagree?
You agree or disagree?
My grandma dead, so I don't really know what to say to that.
I mean,
Malcolm D.
No, but like that's like
Yo.
someone has a grandmother, right? No, you can't.
yo. Okay, that was okay.
Can you relate though?
Yo. Not really, because
I mean,
it was quite the
My grandma
opposite.
dead.
She tried
I can't
raising
relate
us.
though. I can't relate.
No, but like he's saying, do you agree with the statement? It
Alright,
doesn't
no.
matter who said it.
R.I.P. Granny.
No.
No.
Why y'all screaming into the mic, dog?
No one.
It makes sense.
What does?
What the grandma said, it makes sense.
But why does it make sense?
Because if he's insecure, he's gonna make your life hell.
Okay.
So
That's true.
Do you even know what that means?
what?
The statement.
Women suffer the most when men are weak.
What does that mean?
Weak. Like insecure is being weak.
Damn.
I'm confused now.
No, like when he's like insecure,
Well,
like
that's
you
just
know.
how she's
yeah.
interpreting it.
And
Remember, he left it open to interpret. But yeah,
What about you?
which tells you which.
I would say no. I don't agree.
Why? You don't agree?
I mean, I feel like
Merch.
You feel like?
I feel like a lot of women nowadays like to blame men for everything though. So I feel like
Yeah.
women can suffer. If a woman, I could be with a man and be so insecure and never be happy. Like,
right.
but that's not based on him. That's based on me and
On
how I
you.
feel about myself. So it's like, I don't think we only suffer because of men or because men aren't being men and tough enough.
No, but he's saying that women suffer the most. Meaning, you know, if a man is weak, meaning he can't, you know, make a house or fix something around the house. He's not making enough money.
Oh, if he's useless, then yes.
Well, he's weak.
Yeah,
So
you're
I won't say useless. So it means, and then you have to pick up the pieces. You know what I'm saying? So you have to work harder. You know, so that's what he meant.
Well, I
Or less.
mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's for me 50-50.
It's not 50-50.
We mean it's not 50-50.
50-50? Really?
She believes in 50-50. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying I believe in
Oh, you don't
50-50. Like, I'm saying the statement, like, it can go both ways.
No, but he's saying women suffer the most, though. So it can't go both ways.
Oh, then, I don't know, yes? Because I said no. You trying to make me swear to say yes.
I mean,
He's just challenging you.
Damn.
Okay, what about you?
Um,
The statement.
Women suffer the most when men are weak.
Yeah, the statement.
I think so.
Yeah.
It depends. I don't know. I think so though.
Who pays the bills in between you and your man?
I mean, he pays the bills, but like,
Okay.
All the bills? All the bills, you guys?
no, I be paying some.
I be paying some.
The groceries, I pay my car parking, I pay water.
Car parking?
Water. Okay.
It's not that much.
All right, cool. Yeah, so you're fine.
Chill,
Right?
chill, though.
Hey, chilling. Yeah.
Okay.
Car
good.
parking?
Cifuentes. What do the ladies consider to be unacceptable body count number for a man? Okay.
I got one.
That's a good one.
Start here. Well, is there a body count number that's unacceptable, too high, where you'd be like, oh man, he's very attractive, but that's too high for me?
I don't know how to answer that, cause like,
Or it could be it doesn't matter.
I wanted to say like it doesn't matter, cause like when I hear it, it hits me, but like
Okay, what number would say, you know what, fuck this nigga, I'm out?
Yeah. 50?
it really depends on the person. I can't say like
50 bodies?
yeah.
Okay.
It's like for like if it's like a guy that she finds attractive, like whatever.
Do whatever.
If it's maybe a guy she don't like, she's like, ah.
No, it's not just attractive. It's like if they're like a good person, good personality. 'Cause attractive
That's what I
don't
mean.
mean
It's like the whole thing.
shit. Yeah,
You guys should like them.
Well, you know what? What's your man's body count?
it's a lot.
Damn.
Okay, there we go. Like, no, it's a 20?
It's a lot.
Okay, and you still with him, right?
Yeah, that's why I said it depends on the person.
Does he fuck other girls or no?
Now?
Why not?
What she said
Now?
Guys,
Yeah,
you're saying
now, yeah, now.
Can you fuck other women now?
Yeah.
No,
Why not, though?
because that's my nigga. It's not a shared dick. It's my dick.
All right, so
what?
where is he right now?
He's at home.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Are you right?
You know, it's funny, the same way how she hit him up on Instagram or TikTok Live, what if he's done it right now?
Yeah.
Bills. You wouldn't even know.
Yeah, you won't even know. Wait, you know what?
It's lost.
What if, all right, so you and him together for 4 years, right? What if he cheat on you, but there was some girl when you were doing your thing? Would you leave him?
Yeah, I will leave him now.
Why? It's 4 years.
I mean, he cheated on me like 3 years ago.
No
So
way, on
I
you?
wouldn't get.
How dare he do that
I
to you?
wouldn't get back with him again if he did.
My dick.
Yeah, but he.
Okay, not too much.
I don't know, but
Not too
like,
much.
but he's paying more during the bills though, isn't he?
I don't give a fuck.
Oh, okay. So then you will leave him for another guy that's not gonna that's
Not
gonna
for
cheat on you
another
too.
guy. I'm not. I feel like after this relationship that I'm not gonna be really looking for a relationship.
Damn.
Yeah.
Forever
Until one day.
alone?
I do love, but like.
But you're 19 though. You should be loving right now and having babies. Like, please don't be like 30 plus years old trying to have a baby. And shit like
Why
that.
can't I figure this out right now? What's wrong with me?
Okay.
No, yeah, I mean, for like, no, last show, we had a girl that was here, she was like 35. And she was like, I want kids at 35.
Oh, yeah. All right. Where are we at here? Okay.
Oh, her turn.
Yeah.
I would say I don't really care. Like I don't ever ask a guy what his body count is. I feel like, what does it have to do with me and us building or us talking now?
So it wouldn't affect anything.
Wow.
You wouldn't ask, but if you found out, would it matter?
No.
Okay. Okay.
I don't want to know, but if you want me to be honest, I want it to be high. Because when you're with, if by the time you get to me, I want him to fuck everything he wanted to fuck and get it out of his system. So
Okay.
then when he's with me, he's like, I fucked everything I wanted to fuck.
Okay. All right. That's an interesting take. What
Interesting.
about, so would you want your guy to be monogamous?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
interesting.
You can't have other girls if he's in a relationship with you?
Well, if it's gonna be mutual, if he wants that from me, then I want that from him. Like it has to be even.
Okay.
Are you
so-
paying all the bills?
No.
Dang.
I don't live with someone. What do you mean?
I know, but if you were to find that man,
He's saying hypothetically, let's say you found a guy and he took care of you financially, but he's like, look, you're not gonna fuck other guys, you're not gonna be around other men, but I'm gonna have other women. Would you be okay with that?
No.
Okay. So you want them to be.
Right, if he wants the same thing from me, yeah.
Yeah, come on, but you're like 38 though.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't really like men that have like pedophile vibes. And I like men my age. I like men my age and older. I don't want a baby boy and I don't want a guy with pedophile vibes.
Wait.
If I'm 38, why can a 38
we
man
on
not
TikTok.
want to be with me? Why would he want to be with you?
Hold on, wait, hold on. We on TikTok, Missy. Relax. Punisher. Wait.
This got no filter.
Yeah, well, we told you like 3 times and you kept saying it.
All right, you can just say PDF.
PDF, sorry.
Okay.
Or a cupcake.
Nick said cupcake.
yo, that's wild.
Okay, so
Cupcake?
explain that, I guess, a little bit to us. Go ahead.
This is gonna make people mad. Everyone's gonna get triggered.
Yeah, you good.
I'm 38.
Yeah.
I want a man
Damn.
mentally on my level or older or a little older. Why is a man 38 gonna want a woman, a girl younger? That's mentally, that's PDF to me. But if that's what he
What do you mean
wants
that's
to do,
PDF
okay,
for fertility,
do it.
dumb bitch?
Look, I'm 38. Like, I'm
Alright,
good.
we get
Like,
it.
I'm good.
Damn.
If someone doesn't want to be with me because of my age,
No, you're not.
I don't care.
You're 38, man. Your pipes don't work. Your pipes are like rusty, a little rusty right now. It's getting
That's
rustier.
fine with me.
How is it fine?
That's fine with me.
Nobody cares.
But,
what you
okay,
think.
so what if the guy just wants like a younger,
Tighter.
peaceful, less stressful?
Yeah.
Good.
Less tattoos.
That's good. Go ahead and get it. I don't care.
I don't care.
My goal in life is not to get a man. So
Okay, all right.
Damn.
W.
Damn. Who triggered you?
Wait, who aren't you?
you did.
Me?
Damn, Fresh. You heard her, Fresh? Oh,
I just got here.
black guys heard her.
Yeah, black guy. Black guy heard it.
Okay, so
Trauma.
interesting. So
We all look the same.
okay, so for you, you think a guy dating a girl that's younger than him is like creates PDF vibes?
Of course, absolutely. Mentally, you're gonna take advantage of her mind. Absolutely, unexperienced.
Okay.
That's
About
why,
what?
that's why they want younger women. The minds.
Okay. So you
Mind.
think so? It's not the age, it's the mind.
It's the mind. It's not the body. It's not the vagina tightness. It's a immature mind that's easily moldable
To
and
control them.
easily controlled.
Yes, you got it, girl.
That's
So, okay. So it doesn't matter. So let's say the girl's 21, but you're
Why
saying
does this look so weird? Oh
it's
my
because her
god.
mind isn't developed.
Why
That
can't
makes
I
them
draw
PDF,
this?
not necessarily her age.
both. Her
Okay,
mind-
so now it's
both.
her age too.
Her age is her lack of experience, which is her mind.
Experience in what?
Huh?
Experience in what?
In life.
Chris, why are you yelling at me?
Sorry.
How
Can
dare
I,
you say
I feel like I can't hear in this thing. I don't. And you guys keep saying talking the mic, so I'm just trying to make sure that I'm heard in the
They
mic.
can hear you.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay. I'll stop yelling.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay. I mean, look. I think you're wrong about that, and I'll tell you why.
I've been there, done that. I've been there, done that.
We
I
know,
was the
we know.
21-year-old with the other man. What do you think they do? What do you think they do?
Damn.
So I think men and women are different, and I think like men are attracted to women that will follow them, and then women are attracted to men that can lead them. So I don't think that like makes them a PDF though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, do you want a guy that's like smarter than you?
smarter. I mean, leading.
Well, in order to lead, he has to be what? Competent, right?
More experience. Yeah. More
So
experience.
I would argue that means he's smarter than you to a degree, more competent.
Right.
So does that make you want a PDF lover because you want a guy that can lead you, off your logic?
I mean, look, I've been there, done that, and from my experience, the men that always wanted me younger were predators. I can only
Bruh.
speak from my experience.
Yeah, I mean, look,
You've been meeting
I find this,
predators.
you're not the only girl that said this, but like, you do realize that the things you're claiming are predatory are the things that you're attracted to, right? As a female.
Young Hefe has donated $50 and says, "Hey, young lady with the tattoos, blue hair and blue outfit, why are you yelling?"
Yeah, because like the things that women are attracted to, right, are like predatory, like taller, stronger, smarter,
Older.
more money, more status, like the things that you're talking about that like, you know, make a guy predatory. Like these are things that women are attracted to.
I don't want to get into that.
No,
It's such a deep topic.
It's a podcast. Please talk. You got four girls on the
That
panel.
goes into like I don't know.
It's a
It's
podcast.
human biology.
No,
You can talk about it. It's fine.
Look, I don't think every woman is like that. My younger sister, she does not go for older guys. She's always dated men that were her age. So it's not every.
I'm speaking in general.
I feel
The
like
majority of women, if I took 100 women,
Why
I'd
do you
say
always
80
do
of them
that
are going
shit?
to want men that are older, stronger,
Fucking-
taller, maybe even more.
Your sister's
being generous.
the
But I would say
exception, then.
80 of them are going to say, I want this type of guy that can lead me, that's taller than me, that makes more money than me. He can be decisive. He can be strong.
Yeah.
Very few women want a guy who's like on their level. Most girls want a guy that's better than them.
Right, but I feel like first of all, everything comes into play of how you were raised, your family, all that
Family.
goes involved. But
What?
You
Yeah,
know,
but biology,
so, like-
you can't, like the thing is like you can't choose who you're attracted to. It's like natural.
You know what's crazy? You yourself was in the same scenario, and you went through it as well.
right.
So you say now, in hindsight, because you guys want to shame people for doing it, but
Yeah. When you were younger, I guarantee you dated older men.
yeah, you did it yourself. It's okay.
I mean, hell, you're willing to date older men now at 38. So are you still? Are you still being manipulated?
At 38, I date a lot of people my age or a little bit older. But like, let's say like a 50-year-old with a 38-year-old, you don't think that makes sense? A 50-year-old with 21, that's too much.
I don't think so because both parties
Why
are
is that
like
too
their
much?
peak. Ages, men and women peak at different points. Oh, you don't agree? Okay, that's fine. When do you think a woman's at her peak?
It depends what
I'll tell you factually, it's 18 to 25 roughly.
but in what way? Like peak in what
The
way?
things that make a woman attractive
I don't
are
Fertility.
I mean, that's fine. You can disagree, but like the numbers and the biology and the facts show a woman is most attractive to most men 18 to 25.
I think it depends on the woman. I think it
I'm
depends
talking
on
about the men though, what they're attracted to.
Right, it depends on the woman though. Like there could be a 21-year-old that when she's 40 she doesn't look good. There could be a 21-year-old that when she's 40 she looks way better than 21. It depends.
No,
I feel like not
This bitch is
everything
fucking
looks though.
stupid.
Like there's a lot of 30-year-olds, like girls who are in their 30s.
Let me ask you something. You do have you done surgery before or no?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, what surgeries have you done? You don't mind me
Uh,
asking. It's Miami. Everyone does surgeries.
BBL.
Okay, BBL. Have you done any? You done your lips, right?
Yeah.
You've done anything like for your skin?
Botox.
Okay, Botox. Have you done any other like anything else?
No.
Right.
What do you think these surgeries accentuate, or what do they do?
I think they make a woman look more feminine and
Youthful.
more curvy.
And what else? Most importantly?
Older?
No.
No.
More youthful.
Younger.
No.
Yes. What does Botox do? Eliminates wrinkles, which is a sign of what? Aging.
Right,
What does fuller
but
lips do? Show, youthfulness.
yeah.
So you triggered my trap card. It's interesting because like you're saying like, oh, it's not so much. It's like no, the things that men are attracted to are almost always intimately tied to a woman's age.
But it depends on what like he likes with body type because when I was 21, I had no body.
Really?
No, had no body.
Sure, you can say that, but what I'm trying to explain to you is that like the things that men are most attracted to when it comes to women typically comes from their youth. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. And right now at 38 years old, right, where you take care of yourself. Why? To maintain your looks, but what is a big part of that? Preserving, right? Not looking like you're 38. You probably pride yourself on not looking 38. You look younger.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm trying to explain to you. That's a critical component to female attractiveness is youthfulness. You're trying to say that's not.
And that's exactly how
Ancient
a
Keelan has donated $20 and says WFNF.
You just said what a PDF. That's what they go for. Youthfulness. That's what they're going up. I don't know.
Okay, there's parameters to youthfulness. Obviously, we're not talking because you do realize when you're talking about PDF that we're talking about like prepubescent. I'm talking about.
It's the youthfulness.
Yes, but within a range. Let's be honest. Let's be intellectually honest here. You're referring to prepubescent. I'm talking about between 18 to 25. That's when most men find most women attractive according to stats.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Young FA has donated $50 and says blue hair. I'm 34, about to be 35. My ex was 20. She pursued me. My current girlfriend is 27. Women want older men. Older men want younger women. It doesn't make a man a PDF file. Calm down.
I think, obviously she's speaking in extremes, but like, I just, what you're saying just doesn't match up with reality. Like you're saying, oh, well, this is fucked up, but it's like, it's always been this way. Women want taller, more attractive, older men, and men want women that are younger. And when they do the studies, men between 18 and 60 years old find the same demographic of women attractive, 18 to 25.
You know what I hear? Someone shaming young women for doing what you can't do anymore.
Yeah.
I'm all for having a discussion of the age gap for sure. There's an age gap, but like, let's be real here. Most women want older men regardless of fact of it being
And then the last thing I'll say, and then you can chime in. Because you mentioned 20 years old, like a 21-year-old woman and a 50-year-old man. Men and women peak at different ages, so like a girl being with like a 50-year-old guy who's in her 20s isn't really as bad as people try to make it, because the man is in a position to take care of her and she's in a position to give him a family. But go ahead, what are you gonna say?
Obviously everyone, attraction is important. Obviously, I don't want a man that has a big belly, that didn't take care of himself, wrinkles. You have to take care of yourself. So if you want someone that looks good and looks young, that's fine. But if your mentality is, you're 38, you're old, I cannot be with you, that doesn't make sense. If I'm 38, I took care of myself, then why wouldn't you date me because I'm 38? If you say, no, I cannot be with you because you're 38, that's weird.
Well,
everyone, look, the face you have in your 20s is the face God gave you. The face in your 30s and 40s is the face that you gave you.
Wait, hold on.
I don't want a man that didn't take care of himself.
You took care of yourself?
Of course.
BBLs?
You did surgery.
Tattoos.
That don't count.
Your body count is uncountable?
Yeah.
No, you didn't take care of yourself. You're fucked.
Look at me, babyface assassin.
Okay, assassin.
Look at this baby face.
God, we don't have to talk.
Yeah, I'm still trying to understand, like, so what is the point? What is the argument that you're making?
I don't know, just talking shit.
And by the way, we have data based on you being 21 in the past. So, Bill's bullet, please. There we go.
At age 21, a woman has roughly 100,000 to 200,000 eggs remaining. By age 38, the number drops significantly to average about 25,000 eggs.
Wow. That's your actual peak, by the way, at 21. So right now, your egg count is like 2,500.
Women can have babies until they're 40, 42.
Yeah, but it drops.
The chance it drops off significantly of you being able to bring a child to term.
But it still happens all the time.
It's a small minority. And then if you do bring it, the child, high likelihood of autism, other ailments.
Would you rather have 25K or 200,000?
What? Say that again?
Would you rather have 25K or 200,000?
Eggs?
Money. Okay then. So guys would rather have 200,000 than 25K. All right.
If you want me for my eggs.
Yeah, I want you for your vagina and fertility. Like I want a healthy family. Not like oh sorry, my bad.
There's have
I'll be on YouTube.
there's lots of women that have healthy pregnancies at 42.
Yeah, but that's a coin flip though.
Yeah, it's a slimmer chance.
I know so many women that get it done. It happens.
If you were in a plane, right, about to jump out, and the guy told you have a 30% chance of landing safely, would you jump out?
Yeah.
These questions are dumb.
You're
No, how's it dumb?
How's that dumb?
You know, it makes perfect sense.
I don't know.
Come on, man.
True first, man. True first.
Do you guys have kids?
I mean, I pull out.
That's irresponsible.
You got gray hair.
I mean, so far it works.
That's irresponsible.
What?
Yeah, my pull out getting strong.
What's that irresponsible?
That's irresponsible.
We use condoms all the time?
I want to. You guys are the ones that don't want to. Why is that funny?
Yo, she said she fell for it first?
She falls for it. She falls for it, man. Okay, Daddy.
Oh my God.
Pull out.
Okay. Okay.
Alright.
Lovely.
Look, I think you just don't. I think you understand it, but you just don't like the biological reality that like men are just attracted to younger women at their peak, and women are attracted to older men at their peak. Because the things that make a man attractive take time to acquire. The things that make a woman attractive, she's born with. Like, you know, and I get it. Like you're saying, oh well, I'm 38 and I could compete with some of these girls. That might be true, but like the majority of 30-year-old women cannot compete with an 18-year-old, 21-year-old, 25-year-old.
Damn, my brain cells going down. I'm losing brain cells listening to this. I'm a little alcohol influenced, so I got caught up in that shit. Let's change the subject. Let's listen to the future of video game publishing.
Yo!
Video games. H.
Oh, I thought you were going to make a William H. Macy joke.
I was going to say I loved you in Jurassic Park 3.
You got close. I felt it. Right down deep in the nuts.
Shall resist.
Speaking of resisting, EA's fallen. Their resistance, if there was any resistance.
I mean,
They're
not
officially
really.
owned.
This went very well for them. Like the announcement, I think it was like 6-7 months from. Yes, I did that. From the announcement to like it happening and closing the deal. But I think 2 days ago of this recording, EA is now a private company. It is split between 3 financial institutions, but all 3 of them are Saudi Arabia owned. So
Wow.
Saudi Arabia owns it. Yeah.
Saudi Arabia owns it. People
Saudi
will say Jared
Arabia
Kushner, but it's like, yeah,
everything.
look up that investment firm. Who owns that investment firm? So, yeah, Saudi Arabia now owns EA for a cool $55 billion. They accrued a nice $22 billion of debt. They're going to have to pay something like $1.5 or $1.8 billion of interest every year for like the next 20 years.
Why?
So, they've already talked about how they're going to do restructuring, efforts to, to shave a cool $700 million or make an extra $700 million, because they bring in about a $1.5 billion every year. So they're looking to up that to like $2.2 billion, and strategic restructuring part of that, which means they're just going to lay off a ton of people. So
that's how they all do it.
So yeah, EA has gone. Well, here's the thing. We're going to talk private companies. I think is going to be sort of the theme of this episode. This is not a private company. This is private equity owned. And
what's that
private
mean?
Equity owned is different from this company just never went public.
Right.
So that's a huge difference. So if you want like a real world example of what happened, it's not gaming related, but there was a store that existed for like 80 some years, and it was always profitable. It always just sort of existed and never really went anywhere. And it was called Joann's. It's a store where you get like crafts and fabrics, mostly fabrics, If you're a cosplayer, it was your go-to. They got bought by private equity. And what did they do? They immediately sold it for scrap. Which is probably, in a sense, what's going to happen to EA. Anything that's not FIFA Madden or Football Club Madden related is going to probably be gone. They're again just sell for scraps, basically dismantle, and chop it up in pieces. So why would private equity do this or whatever? And honestly, I think the whole point is just private equity, or at least it might be a little different just because this is Saudi Arabia. I think for them, there's a sort of entertainment portfolio investment. Why did they buy SNK? Besides just they like SNK, is that they're trying to broaden their business ventures, and
they're trying to get out of oil.
Yeah, and the Crown Prince happens to like video games, so this is why they're doing it. And Madden and Football Club make billions of dollars every year. So
the Crown Prince likes video games, but also video games are wildly profitable. It's still wildly profitable. It's just not a growth industry anymore by investors' standards. That's what's so stupid about what the industry's doing right now. Is it is a healthy industry. The industry is still making lots of money.
From a certain point of view, this is technically it makes money.
There's two things that private equity does. I mean, they do a lot of things, but there's two main things that private equity does. One, private equity buys into something that is very profitable and then tries to extract all the profit it can. When it can't extract all the profit it can, what it'll do is it'll buy like competitors and dismantle them, right? Yeah. And then there's another thing that private equity does, and I think the most famous example that I can think of off the top of my head of this is like what it did to Red Lobster. Private equity will be like, it'll be a concern put together by whatever companies or company that has a problem, and they'll use private equity to buy another company, sometimes a competitor, sometimes
took too long to draw this
in this
bullshit.
Example, I think it was a fishing company used private equity to buy Red Lobster, and then forced Red Lobster to buy its excess fish so that it wouldn't take a loss. And one of the ways that they forced the issue was they had like a oversupply of shrimp, and they made Red Lobster do, even at terrible losses, unlimited shrimp for $20 because they were forced to buy it from a single concern that also happened to own them through private equity. And that's why Red Lobster went out of business, because they weren't like killing it, but they were fine. And this company bought them and ran them into the ground purposely to save themselves
Red Lobster
from having a major loss on overfishing shrimp. Now, private equity is great for that.
Yeah, I don't know that this is going to be the fate of EA, but it does. Again, it is accruing a lot of debt in this sale.
I should say that's another thing that private equity does. It offloads debt.
Yeah,
they can use it for offloading debt.
People who own shares are going to get like $218 a share. Or that's what they got. But so it's not the same as like EA's now a private company. It's like kind of. It's EA's going to be basically paying off a lot of debt, and then secondarily to that, it's also going to be used as a way to sort of divest the portfolio of Saudi Arabia's business interests as a country, and also make everyone think, hey man, we're hip, we're cool, we're
we hip.
Well, there's also rumors that they're running
bad ass dudes.
Well, it's a finite. It doesn't matter whether they are or they're not. Reality is, it's a finite resource.
It's also one of the most closely guarded secrets.
It's like, you don't have you can be a child and figure this out. There is a literal finite amount of any given resource on this planet, right? Like there is a actual number of trees on the planet. Yeah, like there's a lot, but there is a there is a definitive number of trees that are alive right now on this planet.
Yeah.
There is a specific number of gallons of water on this planet. Salt
Yeah.
water, fresh water. Like there is an end. There is a finite amount. Like
Yes.
what the closest thing to an infinite amount would be technically just the light and heat given off by the sun, but that is technically finite. But finite in a sense that like it's so vast and it's going to take so long to burn out. It's going to be billions of years later or whatever. So
long after I'm dead, so fuck it.
Right.
I'm a
So,
baby boomer.
Either way, though, like you can kind of just sit there and be like, there's only ever going to be a finite amount of something. If it's a resource that we dig out of the ground on this planet, there's only ever going to be so much of it. So, and then how this even works for EA is I don't think EA is going to change very much. They're going to lay a bunch of people off. They're going to whatever fat is left, they're going to trim, and then they're just going to microtransaction you to death for those
Maybe.
that are left.
Look, I'm not saying that there's upside to this, but I'm saying if there is a positive side to this, they could be looking at it like they want this to be a long-term. They want this to long-term do well, and so we could see them make decisions that aren't extractive, but rather, about doing.
Yeah, I don't
long-term
think in this case with EA, I don't think it's like they're not dismantling them for selling them for parts or anything.
Right.
I don't think that's I don't think that's the goal. Do I think it's
God,
good for EA?
what am I not
do I think it's good
understanding
for
here?
franchises? No, not really. Because again, mostly just from the very real business side of it. Of there's $22 billion of debt they just now accrued. They're going to be responsible for paying that off, and that it doesn't matter who bought it at that point or who became private
That's
equity.
a lot of debt.
That's a lot of debt they just accrued. So regardless of who, that is beyond the specifics of who buy it. It's just the fact that someone accrued a ton of debt buying this company, and now they're responsible for paying it off. Again, they have to pay off like $1.5 billion of debt of interest every year. So enjoy. I don't know if there's any EA fans left. I feel like it's hard to have been like a super fan because they basically they did a Dead Space remake and left it to die. They've hardly acknowledged Plants vs Zombies like a little bit. SimCity
Which is too bad because that
stuff
was a lot of fun.
stuff. So I don't know. Like they killed Burnout, they killed Need for Speed. It's like in
Battlefield
the
6
worst
was
thing
sort of
like,
a.
Battlefield 6 came out the gate really hot and did really well, and then they laid a bunch of people off, which goes back to something else that happened within this week. So Halo multiplayer campaign Evolved came out, the remake of Halo 1's campaign. I can't say it's not multiplayer because it has co-op, but it's just the campaign. There's no multiplayer, no deathmatch, no blood gulch.
Right. All the things that people.
They laid people off the day it came out. The day it came out, there was literally already, or within a week, I think within
That's
1
fucking
week of the
funny.
game coming out, they announced yesterday, a day ago, how people were getting laid off from Halo Studios. Game came out, go find a new job. And for all the shit I give them, I really want to sort of like harken back to a game that came out last year. And this game took years to come out. It had a troubled development. It actually got canceled and restarted at a completely new studio. And even the new studio who took on this game, it still took them like 5-6 years to get it out. And it came out and it didn't really do much. It was sort of like not a huge flop, but it didn't do much. It barely cracked 1 million sales for a game that cost lots of money, lots of years of development. And that game was Metroid Prime 4. And I want everyone to sit
Why
there
is
and
this
think about
so hard?
how many people
You know
got
why?
laid off
It's
from
because you're
Retro
drinking
Studios
alcohol. Can't
following
think.
on the day of its release or the week of it. We're now 7 months
Yeah.
since that game came out. How many people have been announced of being laid off from Retro? None.
Yeah.
None.
Is Retro based in Japan?
Austin, Texas.
That's surprising because one of the things that like Japan doesn't, Nintendo maybe specifically doesn't lay people off in general, but Japanese studios often get like people be like, oh, they don't lay anybody off because they have strict rules. Well, but they
do
lay
have
off.
strict rules.
They lay off people outside of Japan like crazy, just as normal as any other company. Like they shut down European and American studios all the time. Like,
Yeah.
they just can't. They just can't lay off.
There is a
You're
thing,
not
Nintendo very
Japanese?
rarely buys
You're
companies,
fired.
so they're very picky about it if they buy a studio. They don't own a lot of Western devs. They own a couple. They own Next Level Games in Canada. They own Retro Studios in Austin, and they have NST, National Software Technology,
You're
in
not
Seattle.
Japanese.
And I for Shiver, they bought Shiver Entertainment.
You're not
I think
Japanese.
they're European.
You're fired.
Wait, what did Shiver make?
They're like a port studio.
Okay.
So they're like a small time, like a porting house. So they're probably going to be using them for remasters or maybe for Nintendo Switch Online, like GameCube games to put on there and something like that. They're a really small company, so they just don't own. They just don't own a lot. Now, Retro is probably one of their biggest buys that they have, and I doubt Nintendo would have ever funded Retro Studios. What an interesting history they had, because they were all like ex Iguana and people from like id
You're
and
not
Iguana and other
Japanese,
studios
you're
at the time. Back in the N64 days, making all those first-person shooters like Turok and stuff, right?
Yeah, Iguana Games is made
Iguana
Turok.
Entertainment. Yeah, Iguana Entertainment, and
Me to a
so
woman's face.
all these big FPS people, they form a studio that Nintendo funds and a big studio for Retro to make games for GameCube, to really like capitalize on that sort of big Western market first-person shooter push. And what does the founder of the company do? He starts using the company provided computers to run his adult video website.
Right.
Oh no.
Nintendo kind of hated this, so they basically bought out his contract to get him to leave. And then he went and then he made a game that was that featured minors, called the Guy Game.
Yeah, right.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
That guy.
God, that guy.
That guy. So I don't think Nintendo would ever go back into making something like Retro Studios ever again, but they did sort of mold and make Retro into what they wanted it to be mostly. But my point is that regardless of their failures and regardless of Metroid Prime 4 really not selling all that great in the grand scheme of things, did anyone get laid off? Did we hear about any layoffs? No.
Metroid Prime is basically 2/3 of their entire game catalog.
Yeah.
They've got Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, Metroid Prime Hunters, Metroid Prime 3
They didn't even
Corruption,
do Hunters. That was
Prime-
NST. Like, they maybe helped a little bit, but that was technically an NST project.
Interesting. It's, well, I'm looking at their wiki and it's listed on their games that they developed. But like 2010 is the first non-Metroid game that they
Yeah, it's
made,
Donkey
Kong Country Returns.
Yeah.
And then 2011 they do Mario Kart 7.
They
And they
assisted
did
on
Tropical
that, yeah.
Freeze, and now they're back to Metroid Prime. That's oh, they had several others that were canceled, like Metaforce and Raven Blade, an
Raven
untitled
Blade's
Legend of
sad.
Zelda game.
Yep, the Sheikah game.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Retro's a really interesting studio. It's kind of like there's definitely been a lot of culture clash, between the Austin game developer scene and Nintendo, but people left Retro of their own volition. Like, people left Retro after Tropical Freeze because they're like Metro, like, well, I'm not really into big, like, heavy realistic sci-fi. It's not my forte, so they go and they do other things.
Right.
But my point, either way, point is nobody's getting laid off.
Well, it's just weird because it's hard not to rah-rah Nintendo a little bit lately in that they're keeping their physical game discs or physical games.
Right, and there's been more pushback because people are like, game keycards suck, and game keycards do suck, but the difference between Nintendo and Sony is that Nintendo is still does provide, although it's kind of shitty, but they do provide publishers with the option to put their game on cartridge. Now, there is rumors that they only offer it in the smallest and largest quantity, so you would have to buy the largest storage size cartridge to put your game on there, which kind of like forces your hand to spend even more to make a physical version of it, which is pretty shitty. That's a rumor. I don't know what the truth to that is, but they do offer it, and they themselves still do release their games on cartridge.
Right.
And just for house cleaning, Pokopia is a game key card, but guess what? Nintendo does not own Pokemon. They own a third of Pokemon. So if the Pokemon Company wants to do something, then Nintendo doesn't, but the other 2/3 do. Guess what? That's 2/3 majority. So if Creatures and Game Freak are like, no, we want Pokopia to be a game key card, Nintendo's like, well, we would like it to be a full cartridge. Guess who wins? The 2/3 wins. So
And I suppose, really, though, Nintendo could just be like, then we won't publish it.
I mean, the Nintendo, they created game key cards themselves, so it's kind of like, well, this is your own system, and this is how we want to do it. So,
yeah. So, but it's still unlikely that they were so
Simmons
against it,
with
they
the
pushed
knowledge,
back
I
on it.
don't think they were that against it. It's just like
Right.
that's what they wanted to do, and that's what they did. But people like, but Nintendo did. It's like the slippery slope. It's like they don't own Pokemon outright.
But what are
They
we moving?
own a third of it.
We're moving towards all digital and more private companies. are
I
gonna
do think
better.
so. Funny enough, Devolver Digital wants to go back to being private.
I don't blame them.
The statement they made to Game Industry Biz is they estimate to save the company around $1.6 million per year. Their statement was, Devolver and its board are seeking shareholder approval to delist, believing becoming private companies in the best interest of Devolver, its employees, its partners, and its shareholders as a whole. We made an announcement about this. The purpose is simple and positive. Being private will allow the Devolver Digital team, especially the finance, legal, and executive team, to singularly focus on the long-term health of the company and less on satisfying the requirements of the public market, which have nothing to do with being a successful game publisher.
Right.
Ouch. But yes.
Wow.
But also, I feel like some free advice here. I could have told you this the first time you went public.
Well, there is a lot of pressure to go public in a company.
Yes, but
not
also-
even just for shady reasons, right? If you want to expand, going public can make expansion much faster.
Sure.
It is
I'm
also
sorry, but that's so stupid when you're Devolver. Like, that is incredibly dumb because they're they find an indie game and they help get it to the finish line. Maybe they kick some money towards it, they get it published, they get it, in Nintendo Directs, they get it in the night. But guess what? You're fucking Devolver Digital. You don't own Naughty Dog. You're not let's theoretically say they published Hollow Knight or whatever, right? Like, we published Hollow Knight, Team Cherry's under the Devolver, but that's not. But let's say it was. It's like, yeah, and it's two fucking dudes in Australia. Well, actually, I think one just transitioned. Two people in Australia, and they're going to spend the next 8 years on their DLC. Like, you don't have this sort of factory grindhouse. You don't have reliability. You're an indie publisher. Indies are like lotto tickets.
The other thing is it's a massive payday for the founders / owner.
Yeah, I mean,
Huge
the only reason a indie publisher, even if you're the big boy Devolver, the only reason you'd go public is because the guy at the top wants to fucking make some immediate cash flow or something. Yeah, that's it. It's just pure fucking stupid. Like, I'm sorry, but the EA, whatever 1,000 years ago, before when EA went public, before going back to private now. It would kind of make sense because you own a bunch of your EA. You have a bunch of development houses underneath you, right? Where it's like, okay, we have a development studio that makes EA games. Devolver there's not a single in-house. There's no Devolver Digital, the developer. There's just Devolver Digital, the publisher. So you going public is like you're just assuming that all of your fucking indie games that you decide to put out are all going to be massive fucking hits and they're going to eternally make more money than the year before. Yeah. You dumb motherfucker. Like indie games are lotto tickets. Some of them hit and they hit really hard and they go viral and they make a lot of money, and a lot of them go nowhere.
But also, say you were Devolver Digital and you wanted to start you wanted to start a game studio, but you need upfront capital to do it, so that you can own your own studio.
Well, then quit. No, this is stupid. Like to
Well,
me,
but that's the temptation,
really
right?
Fucking dumb. It's like, oh, we want to start up our own thing. We want to make our own branded, like internal Devolver Digital studio. Okay, we'll take the profits you make off your hits and slowly, accrue enough to to build one up. I'm like, because I get what you're saying. Is the idea is you go public, you start selling shares, you start selling dividends, so then all this capital influx comes in, so you can immediately start building. And it's like, okay, no, well,
Right, that's what the IPO is, right?
I'm sorry, this goes back to me having a fucking allowance as a kid. If you don't have the cash on hand, you don't get to buy the fucking game behind the case.
But this is how they get the cash on hand. It's not. I'm not. Look,
But it's not even cash on hand. It's a loan shark. It's literally going to the shady guy who gives you a bunch of money and says, "I want it back with interest, or I break your fucking legs," kind of thing.
Well, it definitely can be, but it's not. It's not necessarily that way. Well, another thing that it does is that it spreads out risk.
Right. Well, what it ends up doing is that you do this thing, you go public, you do all these shares, you get this influx of cash. It doesn't go anywhere. The guy at the top who made this horrible fucking decision, he's gonna golden parachute out, and everyone else, you lose your job.
Yeah, that is a likely thing to happen.
That's how it works. Someone makes
Sounds
a terrible
about
decision
right.
at the top. They make a bunch of money out of it, and when it all goes sideways, he doesn't pay for it. His decision only affects a bunch of people below him.
I think there's two different
right.
ways that this happens, right?
Sounds
you
like
have
a smart
well-established, mature company that, maybe it's tempted to go IPO to do that explosion. They want to go nationwide, or they want to be a worldwide thing, or whatever. Then you also have young companies that are built specifically to go public.
Yeah, like that's the goal. The goal is always to get bought, to go public, get bought. Yeah.
So they have investors from the get-go that are their seed investors, and the only way seed investors get paid is if they go public. And seed investors, in case you're out there and you're planning on doing something like this, will hold out, even if it ruins you, they will hold out for the biggest payday they can get. They do not care about your company. Even the guy that says this is the greatest idea, he loves this idea, he's really behind you 100%, he believes in your company. He wants the biggest payday he can get. He does not care about your company. I have watched that happen. I've read, so it's sort of like, it might not even be around anymore, but it's like, your fan funding platform of choice, your Kickstarters or whatever. But it's for seed investing. It's called Seed Invest, where anybody can be a seed investor in your company, kind of thing. Platforms like that, you can see, they're all doing lotto. Mm-hmm. That's what they're trying. They're hoping to win the lottery by investing in a company. That's it, and that shit almost never ends up healthy for the company long term. That's how you get an IPO that tanks in its value over the course of a week.
Yeah.
So anytime, this is another thing. It's just like, if you're like, oh, should we buy this IPO? No, you should not buy an IPO. Why? Because the only reason that it's going or being sold, not the only reason, there's some companies it's fine, is because those initial investors are trying to get the hell out. That's who's selling. There are no shares to sell to. Like, that's who is doing the initial public offering. They are getting the hell out of there. So that means when it tanks, you're the one holding the bag, not the original investors. There are legitimate reasons to go public, is my point, though. I think that in the digital age, there are less good reasons to go public than there have ever been. I think for game companies specifically.
I think from a video game standpoint in general, I think it's actually a terrible idea to if you wanted to upstart and your goal is to go public. I think that's terrible because you're an artistic medium and shit doesn't always hit. You're selling a luxury product that is basically an art entertainment, pop culture. There are no guarantees. There is no such thing as infinite growth. It
This
is
is funny
there's
to
a
you?
lie and it is a myth, and you're
Yeah,
going to
it
have
is.
good years and you're going to have bad years. And the problem now is you're not allowed to have bad years. You're only allowed to have good years that get better every year since.
Yeah, it has to be incredible years.
Yeah.
Over incredible years.
So this is why I think the reason, and we all know why gaming is in the shithole it's in right now, especially on like the publishing side,
Even though
is
it's
because
making record profits.
right, it's because every year has to constantly be better than the last year, and with EA gone private, and just basically an extension of the PIF with SNK. There's not really as far as Western publishers go. There's actually not many. There's 2K. There's Embracer and its huge umbrella and all that, all the quagmire that's in, and then there's there's like a couple other ones that are just sort of like sitting around, not really sure where they're going, like WB Games, Amazon Games, Netflix, where they're like, I don't know, who knows what the future of these things are.
Isn't someone trying to buy WB Games?
Netflix game? Oh my god.
Well, no, Paramount's trying to buy WB, but isn't there someone specifically trying to get just WB Games?
I don't know if that's part of if they're trying to like spin that off or make that part of, because Paramount Games is a thing now. So
No, you're right. Yeah, no, it is. Paramount is also trying to get. But yeah,
Right.
Paramount Games is a thing, so I guess it makes sense that they're also trying to get WB Games.
right, so there's not that many publishers left in sort of the especially the Western sphere right now. They're all kind of like drying up because they all were chasing this, they were chasing the dragon, of better year over year forever kind of thing. So, and what you're left with is like, the first parties of Sony and Microsoft, and we see how much of a fucking disaster that's becoming for all of them. And so I think there's obviously a tendency to be like the game industry's cooked, there's no hope, there's no bright future, it's all just going to be crashing down in a couple of years, whatever. And I think there is a future for gaming, but I think it's going to look different. And I think the future of gaming on the publishing side, the non-first party number one, Nintendo's obviously going to be fine. Because even though Nintendo is a publicly traded company, but there's almost an impressive level I don't give a shit, in their investor meetings, where the investors might buy for and ask for and try to push through certain ideas, and Nintendo just ignores it anyways.
Well, I wonder, they're incorporated in Japan, right? Not in the United States, obviously. I wonder
I don't give a shit.
So one thing about U.S. corporations,
I like Nintendo.
is that the Supreme Court ruled that corporations have a fiduciary obligation to
What's that
their
mean?
investors.
Fiduciary.
Meaning that they have to.
I know this is random, but ever since the movie Spree came out, I've been sacred of Uber drivers. Scared, I think. It's a movie about this crazy Uber driver that would make live streams of unaliving his customers. So you're not going to take Uber? It is very easy for an Uber driver to turn crazy. First of all, Fang Zhang. Fang's Den. I got to bow. Welcome, Fang's Den. Now, this is not random. This is a legitimate fear that you have about Uber drivers. Uber drivers could easily kidnap you and rob you. It is scary. It's really like if he had a bad day and if he wants to just unalive you, he could totally do that very easily. Very easily. What are you gonna do? Huh? What are you gonna do? Nothing. He's gonna say that too. He's gonna be like, what are you gonna do, dog? What are you gonna do? You're here in my car. What are you gonna do? You die and I die. We go down together. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What movie though? What movie did you watch? That is scary, dog. That is very scary. I don't want that happening to you, Fang's Den. I don't want that happening to any of any of my viewers. I love my viewers. This is a drawing of me giving that Uber driver a piece of my mind. Who said Uber drivers are not women? You know? They're women. They're women Uber drivers. And this woman is trying to have her way with me? Yeah. Bam. Bam. Yeah. Done. This Uber driver is done. Now, why is this Uber driver naked? Because in my world, I'm a feminist. And I support women's body. And I support them being naked. I think it's cute. It's cute. The right side's pretty hard too. I think it's good enough on the right side. Damn. Damn. Imagine you riding an Uber. You're a little tipsy. You had a little bit of drink. It's the Friday night. And you call an Uber, and that Uber, he's been planning this for months. For months. And there he is, and there you are. Match made in hell. You don't want it, but he wants it. He wants to unalive somebody. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're in his domain. Damn. That is scary. That is scary. That's so scary. Not random at all. Not random at all. Legitimate fear. Now you're giving me fear. Now I'm thinking about it. Now I feel like I need to have a pepper spray. Or I need to learn a self-defense class. I don't know you. And then a knee to the face. I don't know you. Give me my purse. Give me my purse back. God damn it. I think it's alright. I think it's alright. Where are the boys tonight? Where is the Mr. Hoops? Where is the Lycan? Where is V-Rapsy? Record was here. I appreciate Record. But he gone. Record gone. I'm missing you, bros. I'm missing you. It's a Friday night. Fuck. I want to drink another beer, but I feel like I'm going to get a headache. Gosh, I'm going to drink some water. I mean, this is extra IPA. How many percentage is this? 7.2%. I thought it was higher. I thought it was higher, dog.
To prioritize their investors. Thank you to the Dodge brothers, who did that lawsuit to screw over Ford because Ford gave an 8-hour workday and a minimum wage, and they didn't like that.
Not at all.
So they bought a bunch of shares so that they could sue as investors instead of competitors. But I wonder if that's not a ruling in Japan. I don't know anything about Japanese.
I mean, the
business
thing
law,
is, if you
so
don't
it's
like it, you could have your share sell off. The problem, well, the thing is, Nintendo has 120 years plus years of existing. So the thing with Nintendo is you can bet against them. You could sell off your shares or whatever. One, Nintendo owns a lot of their own shares. They've been doing buybacks on it for a while now.
Shit.
Well, buybacks doesn't mean that they own their own shares. That just means that they're essentially forcing their.
They do own a bunch of their own shares, though. They have bought back their shares. Even like from Yamauchi and as a state, they did that mostly as a way to stave off hostile takeovers. So
that's
there's only
illegal,
so much
dude.
amount, like that anyone could ever buy them. But the point is
That's
is that
illegal.
you could sell off. You could you could be like, oh, Nintendo's doomed, whatever, right? Sell off your shares in Nintendo. The problem is with Nintendo is that they have a really good.
Look at this guy. He's so mad or something. Look at this.
history track
death
record
look.
of just problem is you could be like, oh, Nintendo's doomed, whatever, right?
You
sell off
making
your shares
fun
in
of
Nintendo.
me?
The problem is with Nintendo
You
is that they
making
have
fun of
a really good history track record of just regardless of how bad things get, they still are churning profit.
Yeah.
And they seem
Yeah, he's mad. He's like, you cut me off. You making fun of me?
to weather all kinds of storms. And they don't take out big loans. They don't accrue debt. They have a war chest. So it's kind of
That
like
is massive.
You could bet against them, but you'd also kind of be doing so at your own risk. Like their dinosaur ways do help them out sometimes. But anyway,
Well, what I mean is, like, again, if you're an investor in Ford Motor Company, you can sue Ford Motor Company if they're not prioritizing your best interests, right? They have a fiduciary obligation to you. If Nintendo doesn't
Fiduciary,
have
what's that mean?
if like a corporation in
Fiduciary.
Japan doesn't have to prioritize the health or investors'
look it
profits over the health
well,
of the
I
company,
mean, I think it
that's
boils.
sick. That's
I mean,
awesome.
I think it boils down to
We should do that.
Well, what does it mean when you say you're prioritized? Because Nintendo's always saying we're striving for more profits. They're not. It's not like they're saying like we don't care for profitable. It's not like we're saying it's not like they don't make moves. It's just like people were pressuring Nintendo. Why don't you have a mobile division? You should make a Nintendo for the longest time. Just didn't do one. They're like, no, we'll make money other ways. We'll make money other ways.
Right.
Well, it wasn't like they were specifically saying like, I don't care if we don't make money. I will go down with this ship. They weren't like they weren't Blockbuster clinging onto retail. As Netflix surged, it was just like they do make moves. They do make maneuvers to make money. It's not like they don't make money. So how would you even prove that they are neglecting their fiduciary
Well, like
responsibilities?
in the example that I was saying is like if they're doing something that the investor could argue is raising costs and lowering profits for investors, that would be like
But they don't even
we could
do
get a
that.
court
Like,
to order them to reverse course, kind of.
like
thing.
Nintendo's building a giant new building in Kyoto, but what's for the purpose of that? To make more games. So
Yeah, like and here they don't build buildings anymore. They rent them, they lease them, because it's a fixed cost. That's why they do that. They don't want to own it. They don't want the taxes over time and the upkeep and shit. I don't know. I think it is. Are we heading into a future where more private companies?
I think so. I think what's going to happen, because all of this debt, all of these mass layoffs, all this shit, is just going to leave you with people either you fired everyone, so you have no one to make a game, or the other reality is you let go a bunch of talent, and they went and they find careers elsewhere outside of the gaming, or just generally people don't want to work for you.
Right.
Like straight up, like why will if you were saying, hey, I love Halo, I want to go work for Halo Studios, why would you bother? They just released a Halo game and decided to lay people off. Like, it's career suicide, really, to have a career that's so hostile and unstable. So I think what's going to happen is, I think there's going to be publishers such as Kepler and 505 Games, PM Studios, and they're kind of small right now. Kepler definitely has a bit of a boost because of Expedition 33. They're small now, but I think
I don't
kind
want
of
trouble.
just staying private and then just sort of like, okay, as this makes money, good, and they just sort of ride on their profits, but they don't. There's no cracking the whip to make shareholders happy. There's just, okay, well, this game's coming out this year. We anticipate a good year, and then if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Like,
well, that, and with publishing is cheaper than it's ever been. Like, publishing a game is cheaper than it's ever
right?
been.
Because you have to have like a physical dying completely with on Sony's watch. It's like, yeah, it's much cheaper than ever. You don't even have like shipping logistics or anything anymore.
And advertising for games is easier than it's ever been. It's
Right.
easier to get eyeballs on games than it's ever been to get eyeballs.
People
on
don't watch TV. People don't read magazines. You just got to be on fucking YouTube and social media. Like,
right, and having relationships with, if you have relationships with streamers that are big in the community that you are targeting, and and I'm talking about like legitimate relationships, not just like you approach them with a bunch of money, although that can work perfectly fine. But if you have relationships with those streamers, those content creators, it has never been easier to get not only eyeballs on what you're making, but targeted eyeballs. The exact people that you want to buy the game. It's pretty easy when you know the person they're all watching.
and I think there's just generally going to be more excitement around. I mean, depending on what they get, because prior to Expedition 33, Kepler was sort of only on my radar because of Scorn and Chia, and stuff like a New Caledonia.
Well, Chia more than Scorn. Scorn feels like it came out and then got kind of forgotten.
Yeah, I mean, because it's a small puzzle, like mostly. I don't want to say
right. Chia was an adventure game.
Right,
we're still short, but
yeah, where Scorn is. I don't want to say walking sim, but it is it's a linear puzzle, like light puzzle, just we love Giger kind of game.
Yep, a lot of dick imagery,
especially in the ending, last area, but. They do Expedition 33, makes them a ton of money.
Hey y'all,
but they don't go
make
public.
sure you smash that like button and subscribe.
They
to
don't
the
have
channel.
to like sit there and they don't.
subscribe
I don't
to
think
my
they own
Patreon that I don't
Sandfall, so
have.
they couldn't tell Sandfall what to do anyways. But it's also just this. Okay, well, when you're ready to do the next game, great. They go out and they find
y'all,
another.
make sure you
the big star for
smash
this
that
year is
like
Orbitals.
button.
Even though it's switched to exclusive, like Orbitals looks nice. Orbitals has got good buzz, good word of mouth. And they don't need
gotta
Orbitals
hydrate
to
when you
sell
drink
10 million
alcohol.
copies.
Hydrate.
They just need Orbitals to do kind of well. 1 million copies would probably be great for them. With the money Kepler made from Expedition 33, I don't think they suddenly tripled or quadrupled the size of their staff. I don't think they went out of their way to make these huge, huge
No,
investments.
that game bought them a runway, right?
Yeah.
That's what they can get. I mean, that's one of the reasons that Capcom seems to be one of the smartest companies right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
where's V
I mean,
Rapsy?
one, they're churning things
Yo,
out. I mean,
brother
they've
V
had
Rapsy, where are you?
so many games coming out, but like each game makes sense. Like each game
You have to
buys
teach
them
me
more runway.
Rust.
Like they don't need every game to be a huge hit. Although when they have a huge hit,
Well, there was a statement they made, I think, last week or something, and it was kind of like, this is why being a public company like Capcom kind of sucks, because they were talking about Monster Hunter Wilds, and they have the expansion to Wilds coming out, Ascension, and they're telling investors, we're heavily committed to this game and investing in it, acknowledging that it plateaued kind of hard, but we're really committed to this Ascension game. We're gonna make sure Wilds outsells World, lifetime to date. Their exact quote was like, we're intending it to outsell World, and I'm like, you're intending this game to sell. You have to tell your investors, we're gonna make this game sell better than the best-selling game in our company's history.
Well,
We're
what I
committed
mean,
to
though-
that, making that happen, even though right now more people month to month buy copies of Monster Hunter World than they do Wilds.
Really?
Even though World is like 10 years old.
What I mean about like Capcom doing it right though is a private company
Listen,
can look
bitch,
at Capcom
what I mean.
and see that they
This game, just they have the expansion to Wilds coming.
He's mad. I don't know. This guy's mad.
Out Ascension.
He's like, listen,
And
dog.
they're
fuck.
telling investors, we're heavily committed to this game and investing in it, acknowledging that it plateaued kind of hard, but we're really committed to this Ascension game. We're gonna make sure Wilds outsells World, lifetime today. Their exact quote was like, we're intending it to outsell World, and I'm like, you're intending this game
Shut
to
up.
sell. You
Shut
have
the
to
fuck
tell your
up, let me
investors,
speak.
we're gonna make this game sell better than the best-selling game in our company's history.
Well,
We're
what I
committed
mean,
to
though-
that, making that happen, even though right now more people month to month buy copies of Monster Hunter World than they do Wilds, even though World is like 10 years old.
what I mean about like Capcom doing it right though is a private company can look at Capcom and see that they aren't. I mean, they have AAA bangers like they do, but that isn't all they do. Like they have multiple levels of games. Although I guess I would argue that most of Capcom's games are to a AAA level. But
They're almost frustratingly, but like they
Well,
have
like,
a Mega Man.
let me
They have a Mega
fucking
Man game
finish
coming out
my
next year, and I
thought.
don't think that's gonna be. I don't think they dumped like $60 million into that or anything. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying this to be a dick, but like Monster Hunter doesn't have AAA visuals in the same way that like RE Engine pumps out. You know what I mean? Like it's
I mean,
not-
they tried with Wilds because it is RE Engine, but it kind of just it runs like ass.
and it doesn't need that. I would say that part of the reason that Monster Hunter is what it is that it's not like graphic. It's not an ugly game. It's never been an ugly game, but like it doesn't try to go for that photorealistic.
Well, I would argue it does. Like World definitely, but there's a good counter argument because they had Rise come out, and Rise was the first Monster Hunter game on the Switch, and it used RE Engine, RE Engine Mobile.
It's not. You think it's photorealistic though?
Oh, definitely. It's definitely trying to go more for like stories. Isn't that's an anime game? That's a cell shaded game, but
Look at the I guess when I'm picturing photorealistic, I'm picturing like RE9. It's looking for like a grounded cinematic.
I mean, it is. Wild certainly was. They were really trying to go.
Well, to be
far
fair,
on
I
that.
didn't play Wilds, so maybe I just.
But it's kind of like a big reason why I think it kind of. I mean, Wilds is a whole thing, but it sold like 10 million copies. It sold like 10 million copies in a month, and then it just kind of. And then
Still
it
pretty
sold,
great.
which is amazing, and then it just kind of stopped selling because word of mouth got out, and I was like, oh yeah, this game's really easy. You can reach end game really fast. It's not as good as World, or it's not. Some people it's not as good as Rise. And Rise was a good testament where it was like, okay, they scaled down the graphics to be a Switch game, and it still sold a ton of copies
Did I
anyways.
spell it?
To me, the only thing that kind of sucks about Wilds in a sense is that like it has the burden of say the Monster Hunter team at Capcom right now. They've got to sell. Their Capcom has told its investors, we're going to use this to make sure Wild sells more than the best-selling game in the entire company's history. So now it's like, now I have to make the best-selling Capcom game ever, and it already has a tepid response, from it. Whereas if say Capcom was private, they could be like, well, that was a moderate success. On and on to the next thing. Like there's no like we have to hold on, we got to, which is funny because they're doing well and they have like probably one of the brightest portfolios upcoming, with the role they're on currently. So it's like you would think Capcom would be like, we don't have to tell our investors.
I don't want
shit. We're like,
trouble.
hey man, we're on a good roll. We're gonna keep rolling. The end. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. But it's almost like, I don't know. I mean, they didn't have to say they was going to sell more than like, oh, we're going to sell more than World. Trust us. But it almost feels like, yeah, you would have. This is only something you would say as a public company. Like, you don't hear about Kepler ever saying, like, our orbitals is going to sell better than Expedition 33. Trust us, guys. They don't have to say that. They're not public. They don't have shareholders. They can just say, orbitals is coming out. Looks cool, doesn't it? Well, hope you like it.
I looked up both Capcom and Nintendo's stock performance for the last 5 years, and they're right now Capcom is $12.40 a share USD, and Nintendo is $12.90. But Nintendo's only up 9% over the last 5 years, and Capcom's up 82%.
Right.
And
Nintendo doesn't even
in 2025.
And Nintendo doesn't even care because they're making money, and again there's a sort of like wonderful
they're up. It's not like they're down.
It's just sort of, there's a wonderful sort of like, the investors are going to ask things and they're going to demand things, and we're just going to do what we do.
I'm kind of interested, like, what is a world where Nintendo goes private? What does it look like if Nintendo did that? I'm trying to know, what is the... Why is Nintendo public?
I mean, when did they go public is probably a better question. Again, they've been around for 120 years. I don't know when they went public, maybe in the 80s? Because they barely existed, and they kind of existed in America with like playing cards and stuff in the 50s and 60s. I think you can find like some
1962.
Yeah, there you go.
Its IPO was in 1962 in Japan on the Osaka and Kyoto exchanges. 1983, they upgraded and listed the first section on the Tokyo Stock Exchange, and then in 2002 they joined the U.S. over-the-counter markets. That's wild. 1962.
But that was over there too. Like, so.
That's only 6 years after Ford. What?
Hey man, like I said, they've been around since the 1800s, so it would be a really interesting world where they didn't actually ever go
since 1800s.
Ever go public.
Well, I mean, they could. They probably have the war chest that they could buy.
You're a liar.
They could go private, probably,
How
if they
is that
wanted
even
to.
possible?
I don't know if they'd want to. It's interesting to me that if they don't, it's clear they don't like their investors. It's like, why don't they just? Nintendo's another thing about Nintendo. It doesn't operate like a publicly traded company, or at least like Western companies do.
I didn't know it was a public traded.
Where it seems like the big reason why Xbox is in the position that it's in, or Sony to an extent, is that they're both so focused quarter to quarter.
Yeah.
Whereas Nintendo seems to be focused, I would say, at the shortest term, year to year. But like, it seems a lot lately like they're focused more like generation to generation. So 5 to 7 years is what they're thinking about.
My theory is this. This is all Nintendo's got. Now they're trying to branch out into theme parks and the movies and stuff like that, and they have been making small incursions there. And there's Nintendo Stars, Nintendo Pictures, and all that stuff. And there was a point where they even talked about going into like medical wellness machines or something back when they were doing really bad on the Wii U. Where they were thinking of getting into that kind of field, which I was always kind of like, damn. But that's just all they got, right? So Sony is this massive blob of a corporate hydra, and even though it's not as spread out, it's even bigger in its own right is Microsoft. These are divisions of a massive corpo. Where Nintendo, they know their entire livelihood is based solely on their output, their video game output. If PlayStation decided to crash and burn, which seems almost intentional at this point, Sony as a monolithic entity as Sony, they'd probably be a little annoyed because of how much PlayStation seems to be floating a lot.
I do in trouble.
But they would just they would write off, divest, they would do whatever they had to do, because there is a whole lot more to Sony than just PlayStation. There's all
Although
the other
apparently none of it's doing well.
Right. There's all the other electronics and film and cola and whatever, like Coca-Cola and all that other stuff. Like there's all this other crap Sony has, and then Microsoft the same way. If Xbox is crashing and burning, but it's like if tomorrow Satya wakes up and just says, "All right, shut down the Xbox division,"
No.
that's not going to hurt Microsoft at all. In fact, it'll help them.
Don't doing it.
It's like it's the worst performing. They lost, I think, $1.8 billion last year for them or something. So for Microsoft, losing Xbox is like, It was like, oh, that's a write-off. You know, losing PlayStation would be like, that stings. Like, you know, maybe that stings for Sony, but whatever. Nintendo is like, if Nintendo completely crashed and burned, that's it.
Well, I wonder if there's a world where, I mean, because there's speculation that Xbox is going to get spun off.
Yeah, like that's a big rumor, is that maybe they're looking to sell it, but I'm like, oh, sell to who?
Well, what if they spin it off as its own company?
Yeah, like maybe they have it go independent, you
No
know, but
thanks.
I don't know.
What is a world where one of the big, like, console makers is a private company? I don't think there is a world where that ever happens.
I mean,
but
even if they spun it off independently, who's going to fund it? The company, like the Xbox division, just loses money. Like it's all it's ever done is lose money, for the most part. Like who would invest in it? You know, what private? Like, there is no. That's Microsoft's problem. Is that like it had Big Papa Microsoft there to basically fund it, you know, through all its shortcomings all these years, and it never found a way to be successful.
Oh, I mean, it was successful during the 360 era, wasn't it?
Kind of, but then they had billions of dollars of write-off because of their console launch failure. Like, they lost billions of dollars due to their fucking Red Ring of Death.
Yeah.
And at the time, Steve Ballmer thought it was more important for the image and the brand to be known as a brand that will fix its problems rather than just fucking like rather than just like tell people to eat shit. So Ballmer was okay with them losing the billions of dollars of repair costs in console changing, and they had to change the design and everything. So frankly, it's almost a little magnanimous of Steve Ballmer to have done that, even though, you know, I know it's a whole ball of wax. But like Peter Moore was just like, man, I'm fucking fired. You know, he's talked about having to go and tell him, like, you know, they did their internal investigation and they're like, yeah, it's our fault. Like we ordered parts from a company that basically shipped us shitty parts, and they're all failures. They're all failure prone, every single one.
I mean,
and we're fucking liable. Like,
oh my god.
And I remember he was saying, like, yeah, like there was no like, oh, someone did. I mean, technically it wasn't specifically Microsoft, but it was the parts manufacturers that you know were assembling it and whatever. But they're at fault. Like on if I were to go to court, they would lose. Like, you know, they and he had to go to Steve Ballmer, tell him, like, we have a failure. We have a console that is pretty much all of them are prone to failure, every single one. And Ballmer was like, well, he's like, we run the numbers. It's going to cost us like at least $1 billion for like repair and fix this. And he's just like, well, do it. Well, okay. He just went along with it. It was like, because again, at the time during the 360 era, Peter Moore, he knew how to sell it. He knew how to get, you know, he knew what companies to go after. He knew how important at the time Halo was. He knew how important Grand Theft Auto was. He knew how important getting ahead of Sony was. And he knew, and Ballmer, you know, for his credit, also was like, yeah, well, the brand, we got to save the brand. Microsoft right now is like the worst goddamn OS on the market. Like,
yeah, they don't care about the brand.
when you think about like, you know, how good is a Microsoft product, no one has a positive thing to think about anything that comes out of that fucking corporate hellhole. So we live in a different time and a different world from it.
I guess you know, final thing here is like the industry maybe moves towards private publishers more often, especially.
I think it does. I think it does. I think And I think the tech bros are going to bounce off of video gaming in the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, because they're going to chase whatever investors want.
Right, because there is a sort of boom bust. A lot of people or are jumping into the corporate casino that is the stock market, and everyone's looking for these GameStop style boom to bust or whatever, hedge funds, whatever you want to call it. They're just looking for the next thing. That's why everyone's all in on AI, because everyone's been sold this great lie about how much AI is
machine learning, and then it was
machine learning or NFTs. All this non-fungibles, all this bullshit. And I think gaming's going to crash because it's impossible for games to be more profitable year after year. Every year to be more profitable than the year before it. That's
especially because development is getting so insane.
Right, and there's a whole other reason for you were talking about with Roblox just lost a shit ton of money. Because Roblox, and 70 in net worth year over year for it, and the CEO was just blaming it on because the kids weren't making viral games, or weren't enough viral games coming out for Roblox, and
they shifted strategies to no longer have their algorithm feed viral monetized games.
Frankly, I think there's a two-part thing here. Is one, you've raised an entire generation or two of people on the idea of fickleness, where games are free, nobody's used to paying for games anymore, and people fucking have the attention span of a dead goldfish, and they just bounce from free product to free product to free product to free product. And why, you could argue as to why they bounce so quickly, but the fact is they do. Fickleness is kind of a thing. But then there's the flip side of it, which is also the forever game. So the people who do spend money on these free-to-play games, they're not interested in
spending money on other games.
On other free-to-play games,
yeah.
They found their forever games, their Fortnites, their Minecrafts.
Well, who's our Peter Moore this generation? Who's the person who actually gets it and is going to correct the ship?
Nobody. We don't have.
There's gotta be somebody that gets it.
Ain't fucking Herman Hulse, I'll tell you that.
He sure doesn't seem like he's gonna do it, but there's gotta be somebody that I'm kind of waiting for all the tour, the apology tours.
That's the crazy thing is we don't have a front man. We don't have. Phil was kind of that guy until he lived long enough to become the villain. And then Nintendo's current, people who run NOA now, Devin Pritchard and I forget the other guy who used to run Nintendo of Europe. They're not frontmen. They're not giving speeches. They're not running directs or anything. Iwata's sadly gone. We don't have gaming frontmen anymore. So yeah, but yes, also as I was saying too, I think the other reason that you have these kids who they don't buy in these games, and they have the attention spans of goldfish, is they also don't have any fucking money.
Yeah,
that's the other thing. Nobody has fucking money to play with anymore, and every single generation has less and less than the one before it. So. If you want people to spend money, they need to be able to afford things. And if they can't afford things, how are they going to spend money? Which is a whole other economic discussion.
What do you want them? What do you want? You want them to pay you a living wage, you ask?
Right. So even Nintendo has kind of felt this squeeze, because we just got their quarterlies yesterday or last night, and we learned a couple fun facts. Number one is Mario Tennis never made never sold 1 million copies of Mario Tennis at $70.
Neither did Yoshi, right?
Yoshi didn't crack 1 million in May. I'm like, yeah, it's a $70 Yoshi game that looks like it should cost 20. Right. What the fuck do you expect? And in the 5 days on the market, Star Fox didn't crack 1 million either. And now people will say, well, it's only been on the market 5 days, which is fair, but also that's a fucking front-loaded franchise. The vast majority of Star Fox's sales are going to come within the first week or two.
It's also, this is, what number remake are we on?
Yeah, it's like the fifth story remake of Star Fox, and the third down to the wire full on remake of Star
Who
Fox
the fuck is
64
Penny
specifically.
Parker,
Like,
man?
I'm not trying to be incendiary here, but like, God, make a new game. Bring out a new Star Fox game,
Right,
please,
no.
God.
So we are kind of learning now. Star Fox was 50. I think Star Fox will be okay, but it's Star Fox. It's never been the biggest franchise, like in Nintendo State.
Right, it's a passion project for
It's a passion project for Miyamoto.
Miyamoto, right?
And good on VLON Studios for getting it done. I hope Nintendo actually buys VLON. They did the RC Kart Mario Kart game for the Switch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they did that, and then they did the dodgeball battle royale game that died for EA, Knockout City, and then they went back and they did Star Fox. And I hope Nintendo actually just buys them. They should just buy VLON and turn them into a Star Fox studio. Make a brand new Star Fox game.
I haven't played the Star Fox game because I don't own a Switch 2, but
It's a completely fine remake of Star Fox 64.
and it looks good.
It looks good. It plays well. It's totally fine. It's just boring because you've done it. You've done it many times before, so it misses that wow factor.
Yeah, I wonder how many brand new, like people who've never played it before, because this is like every 5 to 10 years a new Star Fox remake happens, and it's like at this point, what do you think? Like 14-year-olds haven't played it yet, or 9-year-old? There's some 9-year-olds.
I think they were really counting on the movie to like be this sort of cross synergy thing. But here's the problem with Star Fox, if they were hoping on cross synergy from the Mario Galaxy movie, is number one, Fox was revealed last minute, like a week before the film came out. That film came out in April. The game came out in late June. Kids have no fucking attention span. That movie has no fucking plot. Even if you enjoyed the movie, you probably saw it and you probably forgot everything that fucking happened in it within like 48 hours. Because it's not a movie. It's not even an advertisement. It's literally just fucking 90 minutes of The movie made $1 billion, but the retention of anything that happened in that film is fucking gone. That even 2 months later, I don't even think kids were like, "Oh, I can't wait to see Star Fox in his own home game. He was so great in that movie." They're like, "Yeah, oh yeah, that movie came out. I forgot."
It takes time to build up love for a character enough to make you go spend $70.
To be fair, it's $50, and I give
$50.
you know what? I'm good on Nintendo because I think Star Fox was a full reaction to that Yoshi and that tennis game selling at 70 and dying. Where I think they're like, okay, we can't sell everything at 70. No fucking shit, you can't. And they had the Splatoon Raiders game, which is basically Splatoon Borderlands for 50. Good on them. I'm still shocked about that, and I think that's a very good sign that hey, we have a spin-off. It's 50. We're not going to sell this at 70.
It makes me wonder if the downturn's coming for the entire industry's starting to really like, do we start seeing some mainline games at 50 too?
I hope so. Remember, Expedition 33 sold a fuck ton of copies at 50.
Yeah. Well,
like,
the market's bigger than it's ever been.
Right, and if you're going to be a digital-only market like Sony wants, you should be 50. If you're not like the biggest game, if you're not like a massive GTA-sized fucking thing, you should be $50. We should probably bring that back as a standard, honestly. Because again, people are like, well, things cost more now. I'm like, yeah, and that's the thing. Nobody has fucking money for anything.
And also now GTA is being talked about like getting pushed back, right?
Do you have
any
any
money?
money?
There's like some guy on the either former or current Rockstar that was like, if one mission isn't fucking working, they're gonna push it back another 6 months. And I'm like, I don't know if they can, man. We're getting so close to it, but yeah.
But also all the release windows that have tried to avoid it now getting.
And here's the thing: is I'm a fucking full-time ass content creator or whatever the fuck, right? I watched that Fire Emblem Direct on Tuesday or whatever, and that is a $70 game, 80 physical, by the way. And I watched the Direct, and they definitely put a lot. They're definitely putting a lot of shit into this Fire Emblem game. Like a lot of, it's not just the grid battle. There's a lot going on in this game. There's a lot you can do. There's even a fucking turn-based, regular ass turn-based RPG dungeon crawling thing in the game.
Cool.
It's cool, but I am like, I don't know about 70. 70, even me, I'm sitting here, I'm like, I don't know if 70's worth it. I don't know, that's a lot.
Fire Emblem has so much of a dedicated audience, though, that I feel like it's gonna...
I think it'll be fine. I'm not saying it's not going to be fine, but I'm saying as someone who's a bit of a casual Fire Emblem fan, I bought a couple Fire Emblem games, sitting there and saying, are you ready to drop 70 on the next Fire Emblem? Ooh.
It's a hard no, boss.
Ooh, I don't know. And the thing that really scared me was that there's a time limit. There's like a calendar system, and you're only able to do so much between shit. And I'm like, I don't like being pressured for time on what I can do optionally. I don't like that.
Don't like that.
Don't like that. Like, I don't like that, and that kind of scared me away. I'm still like, I don't think I want to spend $70 fucking on Fire Emblem, even with all the content that's in it. And it still looks like a PS3 game. So I'm just like,
I am okay with it looking like a PS3 game. PS3 games still look good.
I think there's a bit of, here's my argument against that, Andrew. The system costs $500. So even if you're going to say, if you're going to charge me $70 for the game and $500 for the system, it feels a little scummy to be like, well, we're not going to make it look any better or use anything under the hood, but we're going to charge you the money to buy the hardware. Yeah. And we're gonna charge you more for the game than we've ever charged for a Fire Emblem game before, but it's still gonna look like a game from 20 years ago.
This is why everything's so much more expensive to make those, because we want everything to look good.
You know what? If you're gonna charge 80 physical, 70 digital for Fire
Emblem,
better
look like 80.
And it's on a $500 system, you should at least maybe push it a little harder graphically than you are. Because I'm in favor of games not looking, like Uncharted. I am absolutely in favor of it.
Right.
You should do, like, Star Fox is a good looking game and it's $50. And Splatoon Raiders is a good, decent looking game at it's $50. Like, it should be $50. I don't think Xenoblade Genesis looks graphically that great, but they are maybe trying something interesting with the spherical world. But I'll be honest, like, yeah, that didn't look, that was a little underwhelming graphically for me. Am I going to pay $80 for that game? Absolutely. But I can live knowing I'm going to spend a minimum of $150 on that game, because I'm going to buy the digital because I have to get it, and the minute it goes live, which is 70, they haven't said what it is, but it's going to be 80 physical, and I'm going to buy an $80 physical. So I'm absolutely spending at least $150, and if there's a special edition in there, we can probably tack on another $40 to that. So I'm probably going to be spending like $200 on that game. When
that special edition doesn't have like a Welsh cat girl sex doll in it. What are you doing? Okay, if it's gonna bend you over and fuck you like that, you better be able to fuck it back.
I am.
I'm just saying.
God damn. Andrew's a Xenoblade 2 fan, and he doesn't even know it yet.
Apparently, I am.
Man, but yes, I am willing to live in that hypocrisy and being like, would I say Xenoblade Genesis is going to be worth it for $80? Absolutely not. It's not worth it. Well, I'm going to buy it. Yes.
Fair enough.
It's like an expensive watch. Do you need that watch that's expensive? No. Are you going to buy it? Yes.
Yeah. I'm not even a watch guy.
Dude, did you see they have these Genesis, Saturn, and Dreamcast watches that are coming out in February. You can pre-order them right now in Japan. They're like metal, adult-looking, like businessman watches, and they look really cool. Now the exchange rate for them is about $165.
From Anicorn?
I don't know what they're called. I think that sounds right.
Huh. Weird looking.
And I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool. I like that. Like, it's $165. It's like, does anyone need that? No. Would it be cool?
Oh, I'm looking at an $800 one. Look at this guy.
An $800 one? Oh, I don't know about that. I'm talking about ones that are like, I think I exchange rated the yen on it, and it's like $165 or something. Maybe I'm off.
I don't think this is the one you're talking about.
Well, I know. No, it's not that one. Definitely not that one. It's a Mega Drive one, not a, because Japan, not a.
Oh, I see the one you're talking about. This one's like $300. That's interesting.
If it's 270,000 yen, that ain't $300. The yen's in the toilet, my good sir. Yes, this is the one. I think the exchange rate on this is like $165 with shipping.
It's being sold by a company called SuperGroupies.com.
Yeah.
Mega Drive model watch Sega video game consoles, $319.99. It is cool looking.
Is that what they're charging internationally?
Yeah. It is cool looking. Not gonna get it.
Whatever website I looked it up, because it was from a Famitsu article, and it was like it's 270,000 yen. If I at the time when I looked that up, because again the yen is in the toilet. It was like, oh, that's not that much. Japanese yen. I might have added too many zeros to that. Yeah, $170. Right now, as of right now, it is $170.52 plus shipping.
Interesting.
Yeah, the yen's in the toilet. Japan's in a bad way.
I'm gonna. My final thought for this is I'm just gonna get like cheap, super reliable Casio watches with the Yo Video Game symbol in the middle of it.
Yeah, there you go.
Sell them for like $15. $25 with all the inflation.
It's funny that they're selling a watch in this day and age. Who the fuck uses a watch?
I do all the time.
I think a watch is really cool, but like, does anyone need a watch?
I like them, and I'm trying to slowly get away from my phone.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So you're trying to pry yourself away there. So. But yeah, no. My final thought is, I think publishing is going to go through a very like it's going to be like the immortal jellyfish. It's going to return to a larval state where we're gonna have to shed off the waste of publicly traded companies like your 2Ks, and 2Ks is set just because of GTA, but like your Embracers and whatever, right?
Yeah.
They I can't even say they're gonna implode. They are imploding. They're imploding as we speak, and I think the only people who are going to be winning is going to be the single A, the double A people like Kepler and 505 who bought they bought Wu Chang, Fallen Feather. They bought that IP, and then they literally are funding the director who got laid off of the game from Lenji in China. He got laid off, the staff got relocated, and 505 just bought the IP from them and said, all right, we have the IP, how about we'll fund your startup studio and you can make Wu Chang too.
That's the move.
And that's what they're doing, and they're a private company, and I'm like, that's the move. Like, that's what's going to happen, is you're going to have 505 games, you're going to have PM Studios games. They're doing a bunch of indie stuff. They published Avatar Legends. Kepler, as we've talked about. Valve is great, the eternal. I mean, they don't make games, but I mean, hey, they're private, and guess what?
They could, though.
They could
make games if they wanted to.
If Valve wanted to make games, they could make games, and they could be very successful about it.
Gabe, we gotta have a heart-to-heart here, buddy. You gotta make things people actually want to buy instead of the Gabe Cube.
Gabe doesn't have to do shit. He just has to sit there and make
Gabe
money
needs
off.
to buy me a boat, and then I will sing your praises for the rest of my life.
You just want that boat so bad. Just give me.
Sure do. Doesn't have to be a big 35-foot one. Come on.
I am all for a company like Valve doing its thing. Just doing nothing. You offered a stable, reliable launcher that everyone likes, and you never changed it. And I applaud them for that. I think God bless them for that, and not going public when they could have easily done it. And God bless them for that. But also, holy fuck, you don't need 8 mega yachts, you fat, greedy fuck.
How dare you? How dare you? Every man needs 8 mega yachts.
Like, you're brilliant, but holy fuck, you don't need 8 mega yachts. I don't care if like 4 of them are donated for science research or whatever.
If every man had 8 mega yachts, there would be world peace.
No, there wouldn't. No,
there would be.
People would just be like flinging shit from yacht to yacht. because we're human beings and we cannot be trusted with ourselves.
that's the title of the episode. On that note, we've got patrons to thank. If you're interested in becoming a patron at any level, please check out patreon.com/EOVideoGamesPodcast. Dude of the week was William H. Thank you, dude. And we will catch you next time. Our producers for this episode are Dragonwolf and Kodo, Donglemeister, Cyberknight, Tech Turtle, Tsunami, Ziggy Z, and Online Persona. See you next time, guys.
Later, dudes.
That was a cute episode. That was cute. He's like, just like how I taught you. Yes. Shit. Focus. What did he say? Harness. I mean, I should just write it. How you even write harness again? It's HARNES as a harness. Why am I? What am I looking at? Oh yeah, exploit. Harness your energy. I should write he's saying Concentrate young blood. Hey yo, it's the Lycan. The Lycan. I gotta bow. What's up, dog? What's up, dog? How do you decide what to draw? I don't really know what comes out of my head. I draw one thing, and then, like, as I'm drawing it, hold on. So, in this case, I was drawing, I just want to draw the back of a head of somebody, because nobody draws the back of the head of people. Am I reconnected? Reconnection successful. And then I wanted to draw the legs in a hard position. Like straight down is easy. And it came out to like a knee, like he's kneeing somebody. And I wanted to draw the other, like, and then I was about to draw the other legs bent too, but I wanted to practice drawing the wrinkles for the pants in the crotch area. In this, so when the pants is moved like this, how would the wrinkles of the pants look? I just wanted to kind of practice it. So a lot of the things that I'm doing it's a lot of practice. I'm just trying to draw things that are kind of uncomfortable, getting out of my comfort zone. And then I was watching the red pill stuff while I was drawing, and I thought this was kind of my feeling at the time. I'm like, stupid bitch. And I drew a woman. And you know, naked as always. Because I'm a feminist. And I was like, why is he kneeing a woman? Maybe she assaulted him. You know, she assaulted him. Nobody talks about female assaulting men. And I wanted to put emphasis on that. And just like Jackie Chan, he's like, I don't want trouble. Cool. And he kneed her in the face. And because this is a Jackie Chan quote, it made me think of an Asian Kung Fu master. And I drew an Asian Kung Fu master. What does feminism even mean to you? It means that I support them. They could do what they want. And I support it. They want to be naked so much, I just want to support them. They always want to be naked in public and stuff. And they're like, we can't even be naked. And I'm like, just be naked. It's okay. I support it. That's what I mean, dude. They always want to be naked, and I support that. Why do we have to limit their freedom of expression, you know? That's anti-feminism. I'm a pro-feminist. I'm feminist. And this is another feminist kind of situation. Because she also has the power to assault other people. And she has done so because she has the right. You have all the right to assault men. And then the man happened to be like a Jackie Chan fan. And he's like, I don't want trouble. And he kneed her. Just sometimes it happens, dude. Sometimes you fuck around and you finding out. You fuck around and finding out. She didn't know he had a kung fu master like this guy. And the kung fu master is like, concentrate young blood. I was about to say young one, but I think young blood's funnier. Concentrate young blood. This actually came out pretty like funny. I actually like it. I wanna like, hold on. He's like he's like, you know, he's like in his dreams. Concentrate, young blood. How was your day, bro? Did you have a wonderful day, or just an average day, or a shitty day? I'm here, dog. You know, if you wanna let some stress out to the Korean ASEAN, let me know, man. Anything bothering you in the life? In the young blood's life? Just a normal day. What more could you ask for, right? That's an amazing day. Just a normal day. It is so fucking hot over here, man. I'm dying at my work, dude. Is it hot over there in Virginia? How is it there, dog? Humid? I don't know how to describe today's hotness. It's like, it's not humid. It's just musky. It's musty. What's the word? Musky? Musk. It's like musk hotness. It's been humid all month. Maybe I'm just not understanding humidity that well. Maybe it's humid here too. But it's not humid, it's like musky. Musk. There's like, the heat is so, it's like so hot. How much, what was the weather today? Fuck. Musky. Is that even a word? Musk. Must. Is it must? Was I saying it wrong? That's not must. I'm going crazy. I don't even know whether no way, it's 94 right now? No, it's not 94 outside. It's 75. It was 94. I don't know how to describe this weather. Musky as stink. Right. But I meant to say is like there's like it's like there's something in the air. It's heat, but I don't know how to describe it. What like a cloudy? It's a cloudy day, but it's fucking hot. You know what I'm saying? Like a weird ass. It's a weird ass weather. I hate it. I hate this kind of weather. You know how it's not a clear day hot? A clear day hot is different. When the sky is clear and it's hot as shit, it's like kind of a desert hot, you know? But is that humidity? Is that what it is? Like, okay. It's like cloudy, dude, and it was like, yeah, it is humid. It is humidity. Oh my god, dude. I could feel like, I feel like when I step outside, I could feel I'm gonna get skin cancer. Like that's how. It's the same feeling of a hot shower. I mean, hot shower, I mean, it's just water, so it's like, I love shower, hot or cold, doesn't matter. So you can't, you can't do that. It's like, you can't, it's not even water, it's like, it's just, I'm just sweaty as shit. Lycan, do you know this game? I want to get this game. That's cool, huh? This is the Marvel Tokon. It's a Marvel versus. There's a Marvel characters, dude. It's a fighting game. Look at Iron Man. That's cool, huh? He looks like Gundam. It's like they did the Japanese design and shit. Because the developers are Japanese. The Arc System. The design for Iron Man is cool. I mean, Carnage design is cool too. Damn, who would my team be? I would definitely pick Cyclops, but that's the DLC character. I would want to play Wolverine. Definitely Cyclops. And I think Hobgoblin and Doctor Doom. Iron Man's cool too. I mean, wow. That's so cool. Brace yourself. Final round. This game looks so hard though. It's fucking 4v4. How am I supposed to... Oh, you could just pick one character? Oh no, it's a boss. It's so cool. I want to draw something in the corner, bottom corner. What should I draw? Concentrate, young blood. I'm gonna draw Mr. Roboto. Do 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 do. Mr. Roboto. I don't know what to draw. Alright. Let's make this quick and easy. Well, I mean, this is a pretty hard pose. I already fucked up. Damn, dude. Always trying to draw the hardest pose. This is just practice, so I'm allowed. God damn it, dude. You know, I could just zoom in and then make my life easier like this. But I don't know why I always try to make my life harder by not zooming in. It's not like you know how to use a stylus even. It's like what is wrong with you? God. We have to do inventory in our work, which is basically count the fucking inventory. I have to do with this girl. It's like this bitch. I had to tell it to relax several times. I'm like, relax. But when we're counting, like when I'm trying to count, this bitch is like 1, 2, 3. She's like fucking saying it all loud, like confusing the shit out of me. Like, settle down, fuck. Like, we're supposed to do this together. You're making this harder for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like Jesus Christ. Ugh. I'm like, count in your head. Like, why? You can't even speak English well. But, you know, I give her a pass. I give her a pass because she's young. She's like, fucking like 20. She's like your age, dude. She's like in her early 20s. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm like, oh my god. This hot ass shit, I can't concentrate. This bitch is driving me nuts. I wanted to do this to her. Knee her like, Kyo! Shut up. Shut up. No, like the whole company is. They're not like nobody speaks English well. And the whole company. Like I'm the best English. Oh, like the HR guy, the CFO, the chief financial officer. He speaks well. He speaks English well. Like me and that guy's the only English speaker. Everyone's a fucking gook. Everyone's the whole company's gooks. Koreans, bunch of North Koreans. No, they're not North Koreans. I don't know how it is in Virginia though. Like if you go to LA or New York, like as far as like Asians go, like there's a lot of Chinese company only with Chinese people. It's not a Chinese company, it's an American company, but you know, the boss is Chinese, hires Chinese only. Same with Koreans. I'm sure it's like that for Japanese. But not all of them are like that. Some try to go multicultural, but it gets dangerous in the labor law side. Because like they break a lot of labor laws. But the only thing that's keeping it from getting there, from getting sued, is like the culture. Like culturally they're alike, so they kind of just accept the working condition. But there's a lot of pros and cons. Like cons is like, you know how people in the labor law is like you have to take breaks or a certain time, and it has to be, the lunch has to be exactly the same. But sometimes I don't take breaks because I'm working, but sometimes I take like long ass breaks because I've done all the work, you know. So there's pros and cons to it. Capitalism is like, in a way, dictatorship. Right? Because like the company is basically dictatorship. Because they can hire whoever they want, they can fire whoever they want, set rules. It's fucking funny now that I think about it. But in a dictatorship, you can't leave. Yeah, you can't leave my work either. You can leave dictatorship. You got China. Oh, China is not a dictatorship, it's communism. You can't leave the work. I'm stuck there. Fuck, this is like... I can actually draw this a little bit better now. I used to have trouble drawing this. But it's even harder when you're drawing it like sideways, like this. But hey, I could do it now. See, Lycan? if you can't do something in terms of drawing, you'll be able to do it later. If you're stuck on something, don't sweat it. You'll get it. Oh, that rhymes. No, it's not really. That's a cheap rhyme because I'm saying it. Don't sweat it. You'll get it. Don't sweat it. You'll get it. Hey, let's do inventory where you shouldn't be getting the numbers wrong. Let's concentrate and count the items correctly. But hey, let me annoy the fuck out of you with my broken English while I speak to you in Korean, and I'll just speak English to count out loud for no reason. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, shut up. It's like, why are you doing this, girl? Look, it doesn't look like much, but there it is. It's a girl laying on the ground because I kicked her in the stomach. She's like, oh, my stomach. I already need her in the stomach. She looks too small though. Fuck. She looks too far away. I fucked up. I had to draw the head too small. That's the problem. This is a bad position. If I move this here, then it makes sense. Then it looks far away. More towards the horizontal line, then it makes even more sense. There you go. This is revenge, bitch. Damn, man, there's like... I won't say that. I won't say that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh no, I forgot that one. Let me do it again. Jesus Christ, bitch. I almost need her like this. I almost did it today. It was so hot. It was like, I can't do this. I can't focus with this bitch. She needs the left knee to the gut. Cool. I don't want trouble. I don't want it. I don't want the trouble. Fuck, dude. Why isn't there any like K-pop looking girls at my work? I wish I had Chiquita. Chiquita should be no, she's fucking Thai. Doesn't matter. Concentrate, young blood. I don't want trouble. What is she saying? Urgh, my belly. God damn it. Ugh, my belly. Oh, this is a good burger. Like, and if you could get this reference right, I'll Venmo you $100. You can't AI this. Oh, I already gave you an idea. Fuck. You gotta figure it out. The deal's off. I made the deal and the deal's off. Where's that from, Mike? What's that reference? This is a good burger. You don't know? Oh my god. What the fuck is going on here? is he doing? Why is he doing that? Fuck, people will do craziest thing for attention, dude. This scene makes me want to eat burgers. Big Kahuna Burger.
You mind if I try one of yours? This is yours here, right? This is a tasty burger.
Oh, he says tasty.
Vincent, you ever had a Big Kahuna burger? Burger. This is a tasty burger. Vincent, you ever had a Big Kahuna burger? Want a bite? They're real tasty. Ain't hungry. Well, if you like burgers, give them a try sometime. Me? I can't usually get them because my girlfriend's a vegetarian, which pretty much makes me a vegetarian. I do love the taste of a good burger. You know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in France?
Royale with cheese.
No. Tell him, Vincent.
Royale with cheese.
Hold on, I'm gonna get in trouble. Fuck, I'm gonna get in trouble for everything, dude. Fucking YouTube. What was that shit I was about to watch? Damn. Doom scrolling got my brain fucked up. Oh, this is funny. This is funny. Is that... Hold on, this is DMC.
One, two.
I can't do that. Oh my god. That would... Oh my god, dude. Your ankles are fucked up.
So the WNBA is going through an existential crisis because they have to deal with the fact that the overwhelming majority think that biological men shouldn't compete in women's sports.
It all started after Sophie Cunningham said this.
I mean, I think I said what I said. I think it's kind of common sense. I think it's really important to protect children. If Title IX and women's sports weren't protected, then you wouldn't hear about any type of women in sport.
People are losing their... Oh, here we go.
One of the big news stories has been Sophie Cunningham. How I'm seeing it is sports is about belonging. It's about inclusivity, and that includes trans women. So I'm all about inclusivity.
I'm not kidding about this. I am prepared to buy a WNBA expansion franchise. I pledge to have a 100% trans team, the most inclusive team in history. I think that these people are going to need to literally get the shit beaten out of them by trans people in order for them to realize how wrong they are. The South Park episode becomes reality.
What is your stance on men or athletes who tested biological male participating in women's sports? What's your personal stance?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I would say that I'm educated enough from a scientific standpoint. I don't ever believe that exclusion is an answer.
Do you welcome a
Why isn't that an answer? Like, I don't understand it, dude. That is an answer.
Shad Valley, reporting for duty. You're 2 hours late. Yeah, I had to walk here, bro. My girlfriend's car broke down and shit. That's dedication, though, am I right?
Alright, well, join the rest of the crew, work on the best.
Alright. Now she's on kilter, baby. It is not my mom's hammer, Jose. Boss man, does this look like a female hammer?
Problem is, you're hammering a screw.
Well, I mean, Can I take a break, man? I've been doing this forever.
Been here 30 minutes.
Hey, you see all the heavy lifting they got Big C doing, boys? Yo, I know about this blue-collar work you soft-handed office bums. Doing a good job, right, boss? Thank you, bro. I left the tip on the app. Lunchtime, boss.
You just DoorDash on someone's property? We're working here.
Man, it doesn't matter, man. This is my lunch hour. Just leave me alone, man. Looking good, fellas. Make sure the flim flam's on kilter. No, I'm just gonna be working from in here.
Chad, what are you doing?
What? Oh, I was making sure they had clean cushions before we put them out, man.
Lunch break was hours ago.
Yeah, it's fine, bro. It's fine. I'm gonna get right back to it, boss. I'm gonna get right back. No. Boss wants me over here hammering in some washing. Fuck this shit. Johnson suckers, anyways.
Chad, we need someone to hammer in the post.
You know what, boss? I'm gonna do this before you do this to me. I'm quitting, man. Appreciate you taking a chance on me. Dumbass shit. Boss, man. Chad Valley reporting for duty.
It's kind of true. Well, I mean, I don't know if this is true. I've never seen somebody like him. Nightcrawlers in it? Wow. That's crazy. I need to get back at this game, dude.
Season 9 Jubilee. Season 9.5 The Hood. Season 10 Gore. Season 10.5 Nightcrawler. Season 11 Doctor Doom. Season 11.5 Captain Marvel. Season 12 Blue Marvel. Season 12.5 Crescent. Season 9 Jubilee. Season 9.
I want to click this girl. I gotta resist. Don't click it. The attractive man wouldn't give me the time of day, so I said I don't. Damn, this bitch is back. The OnlyFans girl. Bro, why are you feeling defeated, man?
You know that feeling when, even if it's trivial or otherwise, things just, they don't go your way, right?
Dude, cut your nails. This
doesn't matter
bothers
what
the
it is,
fuck out of
but
me,
maybe
dude.
something that you worked on, something you were planning, some sort of task at hand, that it all just falls through.
Oh my god.
And in the immediate aftermath, and I know we've all been there, you're kind of thinking to yourself a couple things. It's like, there's frustration, sometimes frustration at yourself. You're thinking, what now? How can I salvage this? What next, right? And kind of a sense of maybe exhaustion, defeat maybe. Feel like I just wasted all my time for literally nothing. And I'm dealing with that right now. And I was thinking to myself, you know, should I even turn the camera back on? Should I even bother with this? And I wanted to. You know, I decided, you know what? I'm going to give you just my raw, unfiltered thoughts. It's so frustrating when this happens as a creator, and it's one of those things. I try to give those analogies and examples a little earlier on because I get it. Sometimes when you look at the whole process on YouTube, especially if one doesn't really make videos, it's like, all right, we'll just turn the camera back on and just do it again. But there's a whole process to it, you know. I had an idea a couple days ago, jotted down notes for it. It was going to be one of those videos where I was, well, actually going to be sitting right here, and I was going to be sharing some thoughts about the channel, about a few developments as far as fast food goes. I had actually 2 questions posed for all of you, and I went ahead and I really put thought into this. Planned it out, set everything up. I was even gonna do it yesterday, but then I thought, no, I think I could even tweak it a little more, so I added some more to it, put a lot of thought to it, this afternoon, get everything set up, sit right here, and honestly, under an hour ago, I filmed what I feel confidently anyway was actually a...
What are you saying, dude? Get to the fucking point. Fuck, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? Ripped down box? You get booed off stage? I gotta see this. What happened with the internet? Oh, it's the Chinese? The Chinese woman got the Nolan?
So this is an interview with Christopher Nolan about The Odyssey. I saw a lot of people talk about this. There's 14 million views. Holy shit.
Hello, Mr. Nolan.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Filmmakers are bards of the modern age, just like the Greeks know of Odysseus because of Homer's narratives. We know of the Batman, the Joker, and Oppenheimer because of your narratives. Homer tells stories of distant past. So Homer's tone was celebratory. It was victorious. He celebrates the victory of the war, and your tone is emphatically not. My first question is, does that say something about our age? Are you a bard for a civilization at dusk?
What an insanely great question. Why the fuck did you shift the idea? Like, do you really think that the Greeks returning home from the Trojan War, they were like, oh man.
For me, I don't think I'm completely at odds with the way Homer's telling the story when you look at it from a sort of historical perspective.
Really? You're not at odds at it whenever you make Helen of Troy black?
Having worked on Oppenheimer before this, which is very much a film about the end of the world, it definitely carried that sensibility into this adaptation of the Odyssey.
One thing that captured me was that the concept of atonement doesn't exist in Greek culture. It doesn't exist in the Greek language. It doesn't exist in Homer's Odyssey. It exists in your Odyssey. A natural question that I had, did you Christianize the Odyssey? Why did atonement become important?
I'm so glad that, like, isn't it so fucking annoying that we have to rely on the Chinese to uphold Western civilization?
I think it's a really good question. I think the idea of atonement, in a way, is what we bring as viewers to the story. I don't know whether there really is atonement in the film. It's not a deliberate attempt to, for example, Christianize it, but it's an outgrowth, or it's a natural conclusion of burrowing in on this philosophical idea of what happens when you break Zeus's law.
We live in an age that demands apology from greatness.
Yeah.
We live in an age that demands apology from greatness. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Great storytellers, when they portray greatness, and Homer celebrates it. We turn greatness into privileges and we demand apologies for it. That's a fact of Hollywood, and I'm just wondering if, as one of the greatest storytellers of our age, is it still a story of apology?
When you're talking about storytelling, you're always in conversation with the expectations of the audience. So it really is an energy that's formed from the audience as well as an energy that's formed from the story itself. Are we going to treat greatness as an absolute, or coming from a democratic, coming from a more idealized philosophical state that we live in today's world, where we want to view
Absolute. Yeah, I don't like this outlook.
You people as equal. Do we have to apologize for that greatness? And the answer is
people aren't equal.
Yes, we do. Or the audience rejects the greatness.
As you were speaking, first of all, I like
the
how
the audience rejects the greatness. I think that he disproves this by himself with his own Batman movies. Bruce Wayne is the quintessential great man. This is a guy that has everything in life. He could have anything that he could want in the world, and he still gives back, and he still is Batman. And I think that really that is the idea of the great man. Really not a fan of this interview. You know, the idea of apologizing for greatness, etc. Chinese communists have more love and deep-seated respect for Western civilization than Westerners. Think about that. That's because a lot of the people in China, do you really think they don't know what the Odyssey is? Do you really think that they don't know about European history and what happened? Of course they fucking know about it. Like, duh. So, yeah, of course they're gonna see that stuff. Absolutely.
That's funny, dude.
Okay, did you catch this, Phil? New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani had to cut his speech short the other day. That's because a large crowd started booing him off the stage after less than a minute into the speech. That was happening during a national night out against crime event. Our Brian Yenes is live in our newsroom. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Aisha. Well, it has been a rough week for New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani. Tuesday, the Democratic Socialist was booed and cursed at an NYPD community event on Staten Island, the most conservative borough in the city. Mamdani is also facing criticism over his new pied-à-terre tax. Fresh accusations, his anti-Israel rhetoric is stoking anti-Semitism, and now growing questions about how Mamdani is going to pay for his $10 billion a year agenda that's projecting to cost more than he said. Let's start with free universal child care. The Center for New York City Affairs estimates the cost at up to $9.3 billion a year, 55% more than Mamdani said. Most of that pays for his promise of teacher-level salaries for child care workers. Then there's free and fast buses. Mamdani said,
Spider-Man? Like it? Did you watch Spider-Man? I heard it's good. Spider-Man, 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 Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. No. No. You think you're too cool for the Spider-Man? You too cool for the Spider-Man? Ugh. Look, Spider-Man popped out. YouTube is listening to me. But this is like, I'm not even signed in. How is it listening to me? This is so weird. This is so weird. Oh my god. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. I was a little drunk. I was a little tired. And I'm a little fried from work. Shit, man. I mean, I think this work is kind of aging me, dude. I'm getting like white beard hair all of a sudden. Fuck. Fuck, dude. They're making me do so many shit. You're trying to train me into the next champion of the work. Damn, he looks, this guy clearly off the juice. He looks so different. What's his name? Chris Evans? Why he look like that in the Avengers? Is it how he, why is he look, why is he aged so much, dude? Wow, dude. He's not even that old. He's fucking young, dude. Is it because he's off the juice? He's off the steroids. Something's going on. Something is going on. This hairline looks fake. Something's going on, dude. This guy's, I think he was juicing. Now he's off the juice. No more steroids. Why you gotta drill him with the hair? Let him get the hair transplant. What the fuck?
At least for now, and thus it is up for somebody else to come in, take up the mantle, and become the new master of Marvel fighters. So enter Arc System Works. I'm Hostess Falcon. Join the 1% Club with the button below to get the Falcon Show every single weekend exclusively. Today we are obviously talking about Arc System Works Marvel Tokon Fighting Spirit. These are probably the last guys you'd expect working on such a major property if you've played their absolutely not so Guilty Gear games, but the studio is no stranger to high quality work, even work for hire with stuff like Dragon Ball FighterZ, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, or DNF Duel. For many in the fighting game community, FighterZ or Fighters was a shot across the bow at Capcom being a tag team fighter that did the Marvel Versus thing better than Infinite, and now 8 years later, we're getting Marvel Tokon Fighting Spirit. It's very much the spiritual successor to Marvel vs. Capcom, but it's also a pretty unique beast of a game. Arc is a studio that puts everything into their games, and while they're not always as content-rich as their competitors, the actual fighting is almost always stellar, and this does not deviate from that expectation. The core fighting system here manages to be both newbie-friendly and incredibly complex and gives us a lot of depth to work with. It's a game where you can have some fun just mashing buttons with your friends, but if you want to dig deep and go heavy and put on the lab coat, do a little labbing, mad scientist this shit, it's possible. I played it on PS5 Pro. That seems like the way to go, at least right now, because all the reports I am seeing from the PC version tells me it is another bad Arc System Works port. I do not have experience with the PC version at all, at least right now, but there are a lot of people complaining about it, and it is the platform I prefer to be playing it on. But also, I would, of course, prefer to play the version that's good. I have to mention this about the PC version, buyer beware. Right now, it sounds like a mess on PC. Console, however, smooth sailing. Does not give them an excuse to release a bad PC port, but again, I am not reviewing that. I don't have experience with it yet. Hopefully that isn't something that stays that way, because like I said, I would prefer to be playing it on PC. That said, I want to make it pretty crystal clear that on PS5 Pro, it's pretty much bug-free. I have experienced zero slowdown or stuttering, so hopefully they dedicate the time to making the PC version the same. Beyond all of that PC hemming and hawing, this is otherwise a game I would easily recommend to fighting fans. It immediately feels good to play, which is absolutely necessary for a fighting game. You have to get that game feel right with one of these things, otherwise the whole house of cards falls apart, and if there's one thing this game just immediately gets right, it's that. There's one part to the game I thought there was going to be a problem with. Instead of going with the usual 3-man teams like in Marvel vs. Capcom, they decided to go with teams of 4. Having to learn 3 distinct characters is already intimidating, now you have to do 4. Thankfully, that's not really the case here. Actually, at first, you get by just learning one character, as your team leader is the one who, for most players starting out, is going to be doing most of the heavy lifting in a fight. Why? Because this game goes against Tag Team Fighter canon by making it so there's only one health bar shared by all the characters instead of the usual multiple health bars where you can restore by swapping guys in and out. And let me tell you, that keeps the fights pretty snappy despite the large team, forces you to focus on your best characters rather than constantly swapping around them. I really think the team system solves one of the major issues that's plagued fighting games. If someone picks a hard counter to your character, you can just swap out to somebody else and counter them. Victory and defeat are no longer determined on the character select screen because you have 3 other backup characters to pick from if you're starting. Isn't going to cut it against your opponent. You can just swap in mid-match. It's a smart system. It can be a little confusing, and it boils down to how the rest of the fighting system works. It's a game that's definitely trying to be more casual-friendly than your average ARC game, but it's still incredibly complex and somewhat daunting when you get into tutorials. I hope you're ready to remember some nouns, because there's link attacks, assemble assists, assemble smashes, assemble rushes, super assemblies, crossovers, crossover reflex, Tokon assemble, and so much more. This developer loves their mechanics in a fighting game, and this game is overflowing with them. So rest assured, if you were worried that even though they're clearly targeting slightly more casual audiences, it is still very much ARC system works. And that's not even counting the unique mechanics each individual character has access to. Speaking of, roster's not massive. There's just 21 if you include the unlockable boss character. It's only 2 fighters more than the Marvel side of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which had 38 fighters on the base roster. So it sounds like you're getting shortchanged, but each individual character is much more complex and fleshed out here. They could have easily made a one-on-one fighter, and that would have been more than enough meat to chew on for fighting game fans. It's pretty solid, but not always a particularly exciting roster. Most of the fun comes from seeing ARC System Works and their extremely Japanese takes on some classic heroes. And of course, there's a couple of out-of-pocket picks to keep things interesting, like Penny Parker or Greek Goblin. Even with the less exciting characters like Captain America and Incredible Hulk, though, they have a lot of juice. Everyone's animated with exuberance. The stuff that you'd expect from Guilty Gear Strive's developers. They are very good, and their callback and Easter eggs are all over the place that reference their previous video game appearances. If you played Marvel vs. Capcom, you're going to recognize a lot here, but they've also introduced a lot of new twists on some classic characters. It's a pretty solid roster, maybe a little unspectacular, but they do make up for the relatively small selection of characters, I think, by giving it a lot of personality and a lot of unique flair for every single individual character. Deadpool in particular is just out of control. Almost every frame of animation from this guy has an Easter egg or reference to some other fighting game. It is nuts how much work they pumped into this single character, but man, does it make him fun to play. Actually, I'd even say Deadpool's a really good example of how much depth each individual fighter actually has. On top of your special attacks, every character also has unique abilities, and in Deadpool's case, he'll like stab himself in the gut like Yoshimatsu, or in one of perhaps the deepest fighting game cuts ever, like Swanda from the Street Fighter the movie game, which literally hurts him, but allows him to perform special fourth wall breaking moves that are alternative, more powerful versions of his standard specials and can be triggered by pressing triangle at the same time as the attack. His whole gimmick is that he can hurt himself or use a different special to convert damage into scratch damage and spend that to perform more powerful techniques. He's got a risky playstyle, but almost everybody in the roster has some unique leader or mechanic or ability that sets them apart. That's how that works for Deadpool. I'm not going to explain all 20 of them, but I think that gives you a good idea of what's going on here. A lot of depth. Casual players are going to have a lot of fun too, though, because in a ballsy move, this game essentially combines the modern, simplified control scheme from Street Fighter 6 with the game's classic control scheme into one thing. It means this game lets you use auto combos and single button specials at the same time as being able to do custom combos and traditional motion-based specials. You can do both and even swap between the two mid-match because it's all in the same control scheme. It's a crazy idea, and it should be lauded that what I'm describing works.
This unified, simplified system doesn't feel like you're just playing on easy mode or compromising the game systems or something because it's all in one system. You're free to engage or not engage with either part if you don't want to. Obviously, to get the most out of the game, you need to learn bread and butter combos, figure out synergies, put together a proper game plan, and frankly, this game does a great job of giving you the tools to do exactly that. A good tutorial is essential for a fighting game these days. And Marvel's Tokon system is a land of contrast. On the higher level, it's great, gives you great access to combo labs, it's a very smart level up menu for each individual character. The game gives you some combo targets to hit, like incorporating certain move and what button to press to start, and gives you a damage tablet. And as you figure out the rest yourself, it encourages players to play the game in a way that I think your traditional combo tutorial probably wouldn't. But if figuring this stuff out for you is too hard, there's traditional combo guides as well. Problem with some of these tutorials comes from presentation. Some of the wording and descriptions aren't as clear as they could be, at least in the case of at least one Spider-Man move. The description for how to pull it off depends on if you're in the menu or if you're in the tutorial proper, and that shouldn't be a thing. They could have been more clear about how to perform some of the more complex maneuvers here, but the vague wording left me scratching my head with some of the descriptions. So Rudder.
Right. This annoying penny boss. This is the one that killed us last time. Sure, I can just chip her out.
Oh shit.
Crazy.
See ya, man. Good night, good night, good night. Fuck, I'm falling asleep. Oh shit. I gotta call it. I gotta call it soon.
My God, am I gonna
I'm
die?
falling asleep. I'm falling asleep.
Such a bitch, man.
World. YouTube world.
Takes so long to get here.
Goodbye.
Every time I try to get away from something and like press a button, it always jumps and beats the button.
I love you.
Fuck me, bro. Going so smooth and all of a sudden I get hit a little bit.
What did
Jesus
the lava
Christ.
say
Right on
to
35
another
is what
lava?
Damn.
I
Fucking
lava
funny.
you.
It's